What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza, coming to you live from Las Vegas for the PGF Season 6 draft. I'm super excited. We don't even want to waste time. We don't want to waste your time because we have so much to get to here today, and I've got two excellent people here joining me for this preview desk. I'm going to go first to our good friend, young Jake Watson. Jake, how are you doing, sir?
Oh my gosh, this is just such an incredible event. We've been doing the PGF pre-show on the bullpen every single week on Wednesdays, and you guys have been tuning into that. It's been so much fun to get to know you guys a little better, and I feel like we just have created such a cool dynamic together, and to be here at PGF World Season 6 in Las Vegas is just... it's a dream come true.
And I have to admit, it's very nice to see people in suits because we have Mr. 305 himself here. It's Pitbull, Tim Freeman. What are you doing here, bud? And how excited are you, sir?
I am so excited. I retired the hat and actually decided I'd put on a jacket and a nice shirt for the event. We've been talking for weeks about this. It's PGF Season 6. It's finally here. I can barely contain myself, man. Well, I can't wait.
I mean, I don't think any of us can contain ourselves. So listen, if you've seen the show, you know a few things about us. Number one, it's all fun and nonsense. Number two, we're here to help get you excited and give you some information, the best information that we have at this moment. But if you know a third thing about us, it's that we like to go to what we call the board. We're going to go to the board right now, and it has several discussion topics that will hopefully inform, educate, and scare you. I'm not quite sure which one's which, but we're going to start off with our very first topic. Y'all see what's going on with PJ and Andy? And I'm going to start this over with our current street correspondent, Tim Freeman. Tim, what's going on over there, buddy?
It's hard to say what's going on. PJ has mastered the art of talking without saying very much. You have to really read between the lines. He's very tight-lipped. He gives you a little bit, but not that much. On the other hand, Andy will say what he thinks you think he's thinking, which in the end is like, I don't know what to think. Is there a feud? Is there not a feud? We're going to have to stick around to find out because I really don't know.
You don't know? Okay, well, you know what? We're going to see if somebody else here knows. Jake, what do you know about this? Is there an actual feud, or are they just playing it up for the cameras right now?
Well, you know, there's some speculation, right? I mean, our very own Alex Wendling went out and had an interview with PJ Barch, and PJ remarked how Andy seemed like he had sort of a chip on his shoulder coming in. And PJ, like our good friend Tim Freeman just said, kind of keeps it close to the vest, but he did say that he feels like he has, quote, the athletic proclivity to beat anybody in the division. So he definitely is sort of mincing his words a little bit, but he is very confident coming into this.
So let me give you guys some background on this. So just to contextualize what exactly was said, I listened to that interview as well, and if you guys haven't gotten to see it, go check out Alex's page. It's a very, very good 35-minute interview. But what you find in that interview is this. She was able to get PJ to kind of say, like, you know what? Where is this coming from? I thought we were a 10P family. But you're noticing something because also Andy put out a 15-minute video where he talked about everybody and ranked people on a scale of being stud to like really like a real stud. So like we're getting deep into this, and you can tell the competitive nature for everybody here is starting to kick up. I guess what I have to say is this. Were you expecting at all, Tim, to see any kind of emotion out of PJ? Because that's the most I've ever seen him react to something like that.
Well, there's a saying on the streets, and that's money talks and walks. And I think we're getting down to the point where there's serious coin on the line, and these guys are starting to think, man, I could walk away with $40,000 at the end of the week. You know, hey, yeah, we're friends, but maybe I need to play some psychological warfare. Maybe I need to do a little bit more to get that edge in case I have to fight you for that money.
Let me ask this, Jake. Of the two of us, which would you fight for the money here?
Out of you or Tim?
Yep.
Don't say it.
I would probably fight Tim. Here's the thing, Raph.
How dare you?
No, here's the thing. Raph, I go back on the Grappling Hour and the Verbal Tapcast. I've never even been invited on Inside BJJ. Tim and I have had our fair share of issues in the bullpen in the past. It would be nice to put them to bed in a physical way.
I'm just glad that you opened it up by saying we had our fair share of issues. Like anybody who hasn't seen any of the 6 episodes we've done together is like, wait, y'all have beef? We only had 5 episodes together. Tim, do you have any predictions on a fight between you and Jake?
You know, it's not curious to me that he's called out a man that's 20 years older than him, his senior. So he looks around the table. He's like, okay, who's the guy that I think I got a shot against? I'm 26. Let me go against the old guy. It doesn't surprise me. My experience with Jake is he's going to take that shot when he sees it.
So if there's one thing I learned from Jake Paul, it's that you got to call out people much, much older than you.
You learned something from Jake Paul?
That's
okay.
You know.
Hey, listen, guys, let's go to our next topic right now. And here's a way that we want to broaden things out, because some of you might be new to this sport. And if that's the case, welcome. We're not like people who call you casuals. We love you. We hope that you enjoy this product of submission grappling that we're putting in front of you this week. But to help you just a little bit more, in case you're not familiar, we want to give you some comparisons, some similes, some metaphors to who our coaches most resemble in the outside world of this little sport known as jiu-jitsu. And I'm going to go ahead and start on over here with Jake Watson. Jake, who do you have and who do we need to know is similar to somebody in the outside world?
Well, I'm going to think about Roger Gracie. Roger Gracie is an athlete, and this week he's going to be a coach. And if we're thinking about that, Phil Jackson is possibly the most successful athlete turned coach in sports history, with over 10 NBA World Championships and winning with the New York Knicks as a player in 1973 season. Roger Gracie, 10 IBJJF Black Belt World Championships, the only person in ADCC history to win 10 straight matches by submission. This week, we'll see if he's able to replicate that same Phil Jackson style of dominance as a coach.
I have to say, I was very proud of that metaphor. I didn't believe you had it in you, but you were able to pull it off flawlessly. Tim, you have two people to preview. Get to your two people very quickly. Go.
Okay, it's Jean-Jacques and Rigan Machado. The easy thing would be is to say that's Jim and John Harbaugh, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. Listen, off in the distance, you see a mirage. It's a bus. It's driving. The build is right. The face is right. The people are right. It's Coach Ditka. He's driving the bus. Rigan Machado, easy. Coach Ditka. Who's behind him? It's Pat Riley.
Oh.
Driving in the Corvette. Yeah, Jean-Jacques got the super cool vibe. He comes through like 100%. I'm saying he's Pat Riley, and Higgins Coach Ditka all the way, 100%.
Fair enough. All right, let me go ahead and see how quickly I can do this one. The person I'm left with is a longtime friend of the show, one Dean Lister. Now, I think you're trying to figure out who in the real sports world. I'm going to go to the realist sports world. I'm going to talk about Emilio Estevez in the movie The Mighty Ducks, because if you really think about it, there are some lost children here who are in need of some help. And yeah, there might be a quack chant by the end of this week. I might start it. I might not have to. But what I'm telling you is this. Maybe it's because a court order told him he had to be here. Not quite sure. Can't prove it, can't disprove it. So what I'm telling you is Dean Lister is Emilio Estevez from The Mighty Ducks, specifically The Mighty Ducks 2, the superior movie to The Mighty Ducks Un. So I guess that's what I have to say. You know what? We don't even need those 33 seconds. Let's go to the next topic right now. We're going to go ahead and go to our next topic, which is this, and it is to talk about scene. I need you guys to help describe the scene that is going on here at PGF headquarters. Tim, you've done such an eloquent job of describing not only what coaches are like, but maybe just telling us what people may not be able to see here behind the scenes.
Sure. Well, listen, we're in a secret location in Las Vegas, okay? First of all, you come in, it's dark, it's mysterious, you can't see. The sun's so bright outside. It's dark when you come inside. You see curtains, beautiful lighting. You walk down the aisle, you turn around, and what do you see? You see Roger Gracie. Yeah. You see Rigan Machado. Yeah. You see Jean-Jacques. You see an entire staff, the who's who in the jiu-jitsu world, especially on the production side. Of course, you see the commissioner, Brandon McCaffrin, glad-handing, kissing babies and shaking hands. It's 100% on. It's elegant. It's probably the nicest production that I've been to in the jiu-jitsu world. I would have to say that. Yeah. It's, I wore a suit and tie, so
they did get us to agree to that. You will be in full suit and tie by the end of this week. And I think you mentioned something nice, which is, yes, Brandon McCaffrin is out here at his full Bill Clinton-esque voice. Literally has kissed 3 babies since I have been here. Just saying. Jake, what can people understand better that maybe your eyes have been able to see here?
Well, to piggyback off of what Tim said, the athletes are really excited. I mean, every single athlete that I've talked to is smiling. They're super excited. They feel privileged to be a part of this event. There's no event like the Professional Grappling Federation in the entire world. They're doing something special, and the athletes are excited to be a part of something special. And so them just receiving Once Upon a Coconut, them receiving great care, people corresponding with them, talking with them about what they need to go through on the event. And yeah, the secret location is super cool. I mean, if you look in the background, we have chandeliers hanging. It's, man, what we're going to see on the draft is going to be absolutely incredible. That's another thing that the athletes are very, very excited about, because that doesn't happen at any event in jiu-jitsu either. So just very excited from the athletes' perspective, I would say.
Can I just say this real quick? The fact that he's able to get an ad mention for Once Upon a Coconut. kudos to you. We don't give extra money for this, but I will say we do give Brandon bucks. Brandon bucks, very, very important here. And you know what? I think that's a good way to transition to our next topic, which is actually a very important one here. I think a lot of you who are tuning in may not know exactly what's happening, so let's try and figure things out for you. Let's explain how this all works. Now, yes, there's a lot of moving parts to the PGF, and it's going to be on us to try and help you better understand some of those aspects. We're going to first turn on over to Jake Watson. Jake, what is something that people can better understand as we go into this week?
Well, as you guys see today is going to be the draft. So the coaches are going to have 10,000 Brandon bucks each to bid on the athletes in an auction-style draft. Throughout the week, we're going to have the regular season, which is going to be Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, live on UFC Fight Pass, will be the finals, where the top 8 people who have accrued the points throughout the regular season will fight in the finals for their shot at an extra bonus cash prize.
Extra, is that what we're calling it? Extra bonus?
I don't know if it's that extra bonus seems a little gratuitous, but
it's fair.
Sorry, it's a Brandon bonus.
So it's a Brandon bonus.
Brandon bonus.
Ooh, Brandon bonus. Can we trademark that? Because they can pay us.
Already done.
All right, here we go. Tim, what else do people need to know?
You also need to know that there are bounties that you could put on submissions. So if you want to see Jett Thompson, Mother's Milk, Cam Hurd, let's say, like that's something you want to see, you can go to the Brandon McNinja YouTube channel, go to the super chat, and you can, put that out there, and you could donate your money. Or if you're just like, hey man, I like this kid, I want to help him, I want to give him an extra $50, you can do that. The commission is going to see that it gets straight to them, but it's something you should consider. You could actually influence the match with your money potentially. So that's something really important. Make sure you do that. You could also play fantasy jiu-jitsu. If you go to the PGF World website, go down to the bottom, there's a link that'll take you straight to the fantasy jiu-jitsu. If you're into that, there's $1,000 in prizes that are being given out, so make sure you check that out as well.
It sounded better, I think, when we were talking it out earlier, but you did sort of sound like it was an OnlyFans sort of thing that we were doing here. But you know what? Pay the athletes, I guess, is what we're saying here, folks. That's important to note, which I'm glad that you're bringing up, but I do want to go ahead and defer my minute on over back to you, Tim. We have a rule here, which is I can defer minutes and give them to anybody else I want to, or he could give them back to me. I'd like you to explain how the draft is going to work here today, in case people were interested.
So the way the draft is going to work is they're going to bring the athletes up, ranked number 1 through number 20. When the first athlete comes up, the coaches, I'm not sure which coach is going first today, but the coaches will have an order. We'll find out together. They'll make a bid, and they'll do a round of bidding until somebody wins that athlete. You have to at least bid $100 on each athlete, and obviously you have to get 5 athletes. There's a lot of strategy, a lot of thought to going into it. It can be quite tricky. I think a lot of people have a lot of information on the first 5 or 6 guys, but once it gets a little lower in the list, it's a little bit less predictable on who's going to go where. So
Fair enough. And we hope that you guys stick with us the entire week. It is going to be going on every single day. So today is the only day we're not going to be having action at 4 p.m., but 4 p.m. is when the action takes place. But 3:30 p.m. is when you see us for the pre-show. And once the action concludes, you will catch us hosting the post-show. So think about it as warm up with us, see the event, cool down with us. That's the way we want to make it so you guys can best understand that. But I think it's time to go to our next topic, which is this. Listen, we get that this isn't just an athletic competition. There's also a reality element to this. So if you love your favorite stories, your wife loves The Housewives, you love pro wrestling, everybody loves and is drawn in by stories. So I guess what I want to ask our panel here is, who are the reality archetypes? And I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Tim. Tim, who are the reality archetypes that we need to be aware of here?
So I'm going with the saboteur. And I think it's important, you know, this guy comes up a lot whenever we talk about villains, whenever we talk about bad guys. Now that we're talking about saboteurs, I'm going to bring up AJ Agazarm, because this is a guy that will write poetry to get in your head. This is a guy that will go take a course in college to learn something so he could use it to dig in at you later. This is a guy who hasn't arrived yet to the auction. What's going on with this guy? Is this just another ploy? Is this a game he's playing?
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? So definitely.
You mentioned
AJ.
Saboteur, and
Yes.
I mean, he's not even here. So I feel like he is fulfilling that destiny really quickly.
Absolutely. AJ Agazarm.
Prophetic. All right, Jay, what do you have for us on this?
So another reality archetype would be like the newcomer, the person who's new to the show. And that is going to be Jett Thompson. Now, here's the thing about Jett Thompson. It's a child. His parents drove him here. He has in his Instagram bio every single win in jiu-jitsu that he has in his entire career, and it's over 400 fights. And he has Pan Kids Champion. Now, another thing, this kid can't even buy a Costco membership card. he can't drive himself to the store. Or maybe he can. He's 17 years old. But he's the newcomer, and he has everything to win and nothing to lose. And I think that's an amazing thing for him in all seriousness. It's a great opportunity, and I think that Jett Thompson is really going to take full advantage of it. I mean, if you look at him, he is a man-child. He is ripped, 17-year-old dude, and I'm very excited to see him compete.
Okay, all right, good. I'm glad we got to that point. The first thing you thought of was a Costco membership? Like, that's
what I was thinking about when I was 18.
New dad.
New dad, no, indeed. Needs those diapers for a good
Gold
rate.
Star member, dude.
You're a Gold Star member? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know to reference you like that.
It wouldn't make this
That's
money.
understandable. I just have business class like a commoner. I want to point this out. The person who I'm going to identify right now, he is what we call, in villains, heroes, we're talking about the baby face. The person you want to get behind. This person whose story maybe, took a little bit of not a turn, but just like an interesting viral moment. And I want to talk about the All-American one, John Combs. And here's why. Easy to get behind. He's already tried to attack me twice, but he told me it was good for me, apparently. 3, not only an ADCC qualifier in his own right, but somebody who's been to the big dance, has been to big competitions, and he's somebody who's easy to get behind. So I want to tell you this. If you're looking for a baby face, if you're looking for a Captain America, you probably can't do too much worse than a John Combs. I said this as I wrote it yesterday, and it was much better yesterday before he tried to attack me. So I do recant half of what I said. So there is that. All right, let's go to our next topic. And here's what I want to do. And I want to actually do this one as quickly as possible, which is, gents, there are rumors and I don't know, things that we can confirm and not confirm, but can you guys tell me any of the rumors that you've been hearing on the streets? I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Jake.
No, I'm going to give my minute to Tim. I am not a streets representative.
Okay, fair enough.
So please take it over to him. He is the member of the streets.
Fair enough.
I just keep collecting minutes. I don't know what it is. So here we go. I have heard that potentially there are maybe one, maybe two, maybe all of them. I'm not positive on this. There are coaches who may need or have been using consultants in order to help them get their teams kind of figured out.
Wow.
Cannot confirm it. I cannot deny it. I don't know if exactly who the players are that are involved, if any. This is just all speculation, but it is something that has come up. And I'm not sure if this has happened before in the PGF. I don't know if you're allowed to bring a guy in, who's allowed to talk, who's not allowed to talk. Like, maybe AJ's sabotaging somebody. Maybe he's sending in a consultant to talk to one of these guys to throw it. I don't know, but that's the rumor that I've heard. So you got to watch the auction. You need to keep your eyes on the crowd, see what's going on, who's talking to who.
All right, guys, bring it in close. All right, guys, here's the rumors I've been hearing, okay? Listen, don't tell anybody. Don't repeat what I just said. Now, what I'm looking at right over here is Tim looks like the most FBI informant on Miami Vice anybody has ever seen. Like, legitimately, the fact that you started telling us there was dirt, I was like, I believe you. You definitely look like somebody who's been interrogated for a little bit. But here's the dirt I'm hearing. I'm hearing that when you exit the studio, your eyes will lose 20% of its vision. Legitimately, the sun is blaring on it. I don't think I'm going to be able to drive home. So, yikes. But you know what? It was worth it in the end. And legitimately, guys, I want to keep this a positive affair. So we're not going to do any more rumors today, but maybe we'll do them later in the week. Well, let's advance to our next topic, which is a very, very simple one, which is we did a mock draft here. Now, I don't know if you've ever felt heat, but the heat is on right now because of this. Yes, we have coaches who are about to do a draft, but we ourselves did one. And the very people we picked are right behind us. Some of these jokes they will hear. So there is a little bit of a tenseness. I will be forthcoming in that. But I would like to go ahead and talk about who we have drafted. So we have a nice little graphic over here. And since he's not on the panel, we can talk trash about him. But let's go ahead and show who Egghead had for his team. Egghead pictured here with hair, younger times. Much younger photo, but he on his team has PJ Barch, Max Hanson, Davis Asare, Jamie Carnall, and he said he was ranked too low. Guess who ranked them? That guy. And Matt Elkins.
Very suspicious.
So that is his team. And we're going to go and jump to our other individuals who are going to preview out their teams. Why don't we go ahead and go on over to Jake Watson's team. So let's go ahead and show Jake Watson and his team.
So the people that I picked were Nathan Haddad was my last pick. I picked AJ Agazarm, Renato Canuto, John Combs, and Daniel Sathler. Now, I really loved those picks, actually, because I have a fondness for the styles of those competitors, but those are the people I picked.
Do you feel a little bit at ease with the whole AJ pick when he's not even here yet?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, I don't feel that great about that.
Great, let's move on. Okay, let's go ahead and check out Tim's team right now.
Yeah, I picked Elijah Carlton, Cam Hurd, Mike John, Jett Thompson, and Samson Phommabout. I'm feeling confident about my team. I went and talked to my guys today. I worked the room. I got word on how their training's going, how they're eating, where their weight is, how they do the arm bar. Do you make sure the thumbs up? I told them those little tricks. Don't cross the feet when you have the back, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, my guys are ready. I'm feeling confident for my team. Stoked.
I want to say that's the most valuable nonsense you could pass their way.
Don't cross
it's
the
just
feet.
being like, you know what, guys, you do you, but I've got a few tips here. Everybody bring it in. All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. All right, let's go to my team. All right, guys, let's talk about, we gotta crouch down low for this one. I did not frame myself well. On my team, Andy Varela, longtime friend of the show. You got Kevin Beuhring, new friend of the show, who's recently been on an episode of The Grappling Hour. You got Ben Eddy, longtime friend of the show. Kevin Sherrill, longtime friend of the show. And new friend, David Evers. So I'm telling you this right now. All of these gentlemen, my heart is with you. But I know there's a lot of folks out there. So we're going to go to our very last topic here. And what I want is for all of these people, meaning Jake and Tim, to now give a hype speech to get their team motivated. I'm going to actually keep time myself, but you have 1 minute to go ahead and give a pep talk to your team. I'm going to start with you, Jake Watson.
All right, listen, guys. Most of you on this team are people who have participated in the IBJJF. Some of you guys are coming into this bracket. None of you were ranked number 1 or 2 or 3, but you're coming in here with an opportunity to win a considerable amount of money. You're coming in here with an opportunity to display that, no, I don't just do advantage fighting. I'm not just a point fighter. I can submit you at any time. So go out there, be dangerous, and flip the script on them. Because this is a PGF, and you guys are meant to be here. You were invited here. Now go prove it.
Thank you, Jake, for that. We appreciate it.
Is that not good?
It was okay. It was good for your team. Good for your team.
Thanks.
Okay. Tim, show them how it's done.
Okay, listen. I got a team full of guys that were not ranked number 1. Okay, we got Carlton, people talking smack. Mike John, some people saying he's not top 10. Cam Hurd was ranked near the bottom. Jett Thompson, he's just a baby. We just heard that not too long ago. Samson Phommabout, he came last on a lot of people's lists. Listen, you guys, just like Jay said, you're here for a reason because you're going to win. Don't forget that. You got it in you. You've been kicked on, spit, all that stuff. You've been getting ready. You're out in Vegas, and you're on my team. Coffees for closers. Let's go.
Thank you very much for that, Tim. All right, I'm going to give a nice pep talk to my folks. It's a team of Esparza. And I'd like to recite a monologue from Any Given Sunday. And this is performed originally by Al Pacino. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Okay, and believe me, we can stay here. We can get the crap kicked out of us, or we can fight our way to the back. Okay? Climb out of hell 1 inch at a time, and I can't do it for you. I'm old. Okay? Okay? You know when you get old in life, the things, they get taken from you. And I mean, that's just part of life. But you'll learn that only when you start losing stuff. This is a game of inches, jiu-jitsu. And, in jiu-jitsu or football or whatever it is, the margin of error is so small. And I got to tell you this right now. Now, you think you're going to see a guy right next to you. I want you to look at him. Look at his eyes, all right? And I want you to realize that person's going to do the same thing to work with you to get out inch by inch. You're going to claw and you're going to get out. And that's it, team. We either heal now as a team or we die as individuals. That's jiu-jitsu, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you going to do? Scene.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Al Pacino, my Emmy, I will be expecting it very soon. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, listen, let's stop stalling. Let's stop waiting. Let's get straight to this draft. On behalf of us here at the PGF pre-show, thank you for watching. All week, you can catch us at 3:30 and at the conclusion of every day of the broadcast. Ladies and gents, on behalf of both Tim Freeman, Jake Watson, my name is Rafa Esparza. Thank you for joining us. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.
In the heart of Las Vegas, where combat legends are born, history is in the making. Welcome to the dawn of a new era in martial arts. The first ever Jiu-Jitsu League, the Professional Grappling Federation, is entering its most anticipated season yet. Here, 20 elite athletes will partake in a grueling season of submission grappling with over $100,000 on the line. 4 teams, each with a legendary head coach. This season's roster includes formidable PGF newcomers in Andy Varela, Renato Canuto, and PJ Barch, all eager to dethrone the reigning champion, Elijah Carlton. Witness the journey unfold from grappling's first ever official draft on April 21st to the highly anticipated crescendo of the playoffs. This isn't just jiu-jitsu. This is PGF World. It's everything you love about sports, plus jiu-jitsu.
Las Vegas, Nevada, a city known for its high stakes, serves as the backdrop for a high-stakes jiu-jitsu event that will change the way you think about sport-based jiu-jitsu. PGF World touches down for Season 6. We are live tonight in Sin City for the draft, and it all starts right here. I'm TJ DeSantis along with BMAC, Brandon McCatherine, Egghead, and BMAC, your brainchild has come to life before our very eyes, and I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. I look out here across all these people, and we got couches, TJ.
I know. You ever seen a couch in jiu-jitsu?
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
It's not a weird
Dangerous.
10th Planet term for a position I haven't heard of yet, is it?
No.
Okay.
No, this is it. Just regular old couches.
Let's talk a little bit about this concept, BMAC, because you have said since the origin of PGF that it is everything you love about sports plus jiu-jitsu. And, sports-based jiu-jitsu, sometimes it gets a negative rap when it comes to, is jiu-jitsu still self-defense? Does it take away, the idea of what effective jiu-jitsu is? I think you found a really unique sort of format here to keep jiu-jitsu honest, but also make it, in a way, what you call a game, and a game that people want to watch.
Yeah, I want it to be a game. That's been the whole idea from the beginning. Listen, everything that people love about sports surrounds a league. And that's what we've tried to build here with the PGF, is we have a league. These guys are going to play 12 matches throughout the course of the week. They're going to have a postseason tournament, and we got a draft, and that's what we're about to kick off right now. And I got to tell you, for me, the draft is the most fun part of the whole week. This really makes it feel like sports for me.
100%. We look at traditional stick and ball sports, and people like drafts. They freak out. They like to do scouting. They like to do fantasy drafts. You got a fantasy draft as well. But we got a nerd. They call the man Egghead. What is it about this sort of format that has made you sort of, really dig in and kind of become a nerd when it comes to stats and analytics?
Because it all starts here. I mean, it does come up to individuals, but putting together the best team possible sets you up to win that $100,000 at the end of the season. And how much research goes into it? Does somebody do more chokes or kills, get more points that way, or they break artists? What experience do they have? There's just so many layers. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, you mentioned the $100,000 prize for the winning team. I might be burying the lead a little bit. I started saying this is a city known for its high stakes, and this truly is a high-stakes grappling event.
$100,000 to the winning team. We're going to give another $20,000 to the athlete that comes out on top after the playoff. I mean, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, this is about as high stakes as you can have.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, Egg, it all starts here tonight with the draft. It is a team-based concept, and so many things are really up in the air. It comes down to strategy, not only on the mat, but as a coach. And let's talk about the rules a little bit of the draft, BMAC. How are the coaches going to have to weigh who to draft and what to pay?
Yeah, so they've got 10,000 points that they can spend. Every athlete has to receive a minimum bid of $100, and then every time you up the bid, you got to go up by at least $100. The athletes are going to come up one at a time, and these coaches are basically going to fight against each other to find out who's going to go onto their team. And there's a lot of different ways you could play this, and I've talked to each of these coaches, each of these team sponsors. They've all got a different strategy for how they want to play it, so I'm super excited to see how they're going to play this thing out, who's going to end up on what team, because really it all starts right here. All the tension for the rest of the season all begins right now.
Yeah, and our resident stats guy, Egghead, I mean, you've done some power rankings, and that's the thing that I think we need to highlight here. This isn't a traditional sort of draft where you're drafting a player for your team from a pool. It's these guys come up, and as BMAC said, they're auctioned off, and they're auctioned off in a certain order.
So not only do you have to think about who's the best person, you have to think about the strategy of the budget. And can you find out which coach actually cares a little bit more about somebody, and can you bid them up? So later on, they don't have the money to take somebody away from you. There's a lot of strategy in there.
Yeah, speaking of budget, we need to thank all of our sponsors that have made this great event possible. Once Upon a Coconut, BMAC. I'm loving this. But of course, we got a bunch of other people to shout out. All of our teams. We got Ex-Marshall, First Phorm, Black Rifle Coffee Company. We're going to be live on Caffeine. Don't forget Epic Roll. Epic Roll's got a win from the last season under their name.
They're coming in as the reigning champions, basically. Team Epic Roll, and they were a huge part of Season 5 and helping make that a success. And Matt Wallstrom's sitting right there on the front beside Roger Gracie. He's looking to make this Season 6 even bigger for himself. And don't forget New Hope Regeneration.
Absolutely. So please support those that support us. And if you are a fan of the PGF, I guarantee you're going to see a huge step up. This is a little bit different of an environment than, say, Becoming Church in Decatur, Alabama.
Yeah, we're not in Decatur, Alabama anymore, TJ. We're in Las Vegas, baby. Zoltan, Gracie making this thing happen for us, and we couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's set the stage a little bit more and take a look at really how the PGF works.
How does the PGF work? We have a pre-selected roster of 20 athletes, and they're going to be split up into 4 different teams with 4 legendary coaches. On Sunday, those 20 athletes are going to be drafted onto one of those 4 teams. Each athlete is going to get 12 matches during the regular season. The only way to win a match in the PGF is by submission. If you win by a choke, we call that a kill. That's worth 6 points. If you win with any joint lock, we call that a break, and that's worth 3 points. Any submission that you land in under a minute gets you an extra point. The top 8 point scorers go into a seeded playoff bracket on Friday night, and the winner of that bracket is going to get $20,000. The team that scores the most collective points during the regular season is going to win $100,000 in PGF Season 6. It's the biggest season of the PGF ever, and it's probably the biggest event that's ever happened in Jiu-Jitsu.
It is a big step up for PGF World as we are about to kick off Season 6, and one big upgrade, BMAC. We've got some coaches of prominence in this thing.
Yeah, we've got Roger Gracie, the greatest jiu-jitsu player of all time, sitting on a couch right there in the front. I've got Dean Lister. You could make a strong argument he's the best American to ever step on the mats. Jacques Machado, he's my coach's coach. You know, he's like my jiu-jitsu granddad. He's as legendary as you get in my heart. And then right over there sitting beside him is his brother, Rigan Machado. A lot of people think Rigan might have been one of the best to ever step on the mats himself, and now he's the coach to the Stars. We got a star-studded lineup. We wanted to put legends in position for this thing, not just good jiu-jitsu players, legends, and we got 4 of the greatest legends in the history of the sport lined up right there across the front row.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing too. We look about this tournament and these teams, like these athletes that are going to be out there competing. They're doing so for their coaches, but even if you don't get your hand raised at the end of the day, I got to feel that every grappler that gets through the other side of this thing, they're going to be better for having the experience.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong. It doesn't matter which team you land on. You're going to be landing with one of the greatest winners in the history of our sport. And these are intelligent, famously, jiu-jitsu is the kind of sport that really requires a lot of intellect, a lot of thought has to go into it. You have to be very mindful as a jiu-jitsu player. So these guys are super intelligent. They've all got their particular strategies that they've got laid out, and so nothing left but to do it.
Yeah, we've got a big step up in talent as well. Some PGF veterans and some newcomers to keep an eye out on as well. And, Egg, I'm curious your thoughts on just the field that we have here this season. Like I said, it's a good mix of some returning PGF vets, but also a lot of newcomers that people are excited about.
Oh, of course. I mean, for the newcomers, we have, PJ Barch and Andy Varela, two huge names, ADC competitors. But, of course, a lot of PGF fans are looking forward to the veterans that are coming back. Yeah. Elijah Carlton, the most experienced PGF competitor there is. The man is 51 1 wins, 1 loss, 5 draws in the PGF. No one has that much experience, and it's truly a unique rule set. He won Season 1, run-up in Season 2, won the regular season in Season 3, and then just won Season 5 not too long ago. He knows the strategy better than anyone else. We also, of course, have the champion of Season 3, David Evers, coming here. It becomes a little more interchangeable, but I think Brandon's very much right. That the first 4 are very much the tier 1 that the people are going to spend a lot of money on. My bet is that of the 10,000 points, that PJ Barch and Andy Varela both go for at least 4,000, and Elijah Carlton might as well.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. How would I play it if I was one of the coaches? I would definitely try to go in, spend at least 4,000 apiece on 2 of the top 3, probably. I would try to rip the first 2 right off the board, and try to spend 4,000 on them. We'll see what happens, though. That's not I do know that's not everybody's strategy for the draft, so we'll see how it plays out.
When you mentioned everybody can have a strategy, you've got the fantasy draft that will open up later tonight. Anything you want to share with the people at home and how they get involved with that?
Oh, and the fantasy, yeah, you just look. The fantasy is one of the most fun parts, and to me, it's kind of like the secret sauce of the PGF from a fan's perspective. It's the thing that makes everybody stick and want to watch every night. That's how we got this guy involved in the process in the first place. He just got addicted to the fantasy league, and then what do you know? We have a professional nerd on the team all of a sudden, So to me, the fantasy is definitely the most important and fun part for the fans. So you go to www.pgf.world, scroll down to the bottom of the page, click Play the Fantasy League. It's totally free to play. We're going to give away $1,000 cash this season to the fans at no cost to you. The picks right now, when you sign up, it's going to say that it's locked. That's true. But once these teams are set, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to put players' prices on, and we're going to unlock those, and they'll be ready to go for you tomorrow. And you can play that fantasy every night. They're going to lock and unlock every night, so you can win every single night.
Absolutely. So check that out and keep it locked. It is going to be a fun week here in Las Vegas. PGF World Season 6 headed your way, and it all starts with our draft. Are we going to start the draft right now? We good?
I think we're ready.
I think we're good. All right. So to get our night started and to officially kick off the first step in this journey that is PGF Season 6, we go to Bobby, both of them, as Stephen Aiken.
Welcome, everyone, to Season 6 of the Professional Grappling Federation. This is our draft. But first, let's go over our team's coaches' selections. This was randomized. That way, there was a fair chance for every coach to land on any team to show, just no favoritism. Our first coach for Team X Marshall is Jacques Machado. Team Epic Roll, Roger Gracie. Black Rifle Coffee, Rigan Machado. And I said that wrong. First Phorm is Rigan Machado. Black Rifle Coffee is Dean Lister. Okay, had to get. So in this format, each coach has 10,000 points from the PGF to use for selecting their 5 athletes. Okay, with a minimum of 100 points being left for each athlete. Our first athlete up is PJ Barch. You can sit or stand, whatever you want to do. Okay, we'll start the bidding for PJ at 100 points. Do I have 100 points? 3,000 points for PJ Barch. 3,800 for Black Rifle Coffee. 3,800. 4,000. 4,000 points. 4,200 for Black Rifle Coffee. 4,300 for X Marshall. 4,400 Black Rifle. 4,500 Epic Roll. 4,800 for Black Rifle Coffee. Don't be scared. He's number 1 for a reason. Right? 5,000 X Marshall. It's half the budget. 5,200 for Black Rifle. Let's go. Let's go. This is the Butter Panther. 52. 52. Anybody? Last and final? 5,200. Ex-Marshal. Come on up. Oh, Black Rifle. Dang it. I thought Jean-Jacques got him. Come up here, guys. Sign your contract. You guys sign your contract, and we need you guys to do the jersey. You've already read this, right? You know it's 11,000. Act like you're kind of looking. Give us some signatures and stuff right there to make it official. Official.
So Black Rifle just spent 5,200 of their points, or 52% of their budget, on the Butter Panther PJ Barch.
We can have you come up.
That means they only have 4,800 left, or roughly 1,200 for each of one of their last 4 spots to fill.
That is a huge investment, and yeah, I mean it's going to change their approach for the rest of the draft. There's no two ways about it.
I mean, but he has a proven track record.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just coming off winning that Polaris 170-pound Grand Prix just a few weeks ago.
Right.
A lot of momentum coming in here. Obviously, he's first place Emerald City Invitational, Quintet Team Tournament, on Invitationals. I mean, all kinds of wins out there.
It'll be interesting as this week plays out, with the huge investment into PJ Barch, BMAC. If that team tends to be maybe a little thin towards the bottom, I mean, they're going to need PJ Barch to deliver.
PJ, the people are calling for you. Come on, you got to come talk about being the number 1. He said he's going to let all his grappling speak, so you guys just wait and see that. Our next athlete, Andy Varela. What's up, Andy?
I am standing by with our
All right, we'll start our bidding at 100 points.
Man, Jean-Jacques came out
100.
hot right out the gate, 3,000, but you're
2,000. 2,000
Dean
points.
Lister, you're San Diego boy. How does it feel?
It's
3,000 Black Rifle.
I don't know Dean that well, but
3,500 for Epic Roll. 4,000 Ex-Marshal. 42. 45. 45 for first Phorm. That's y'all. Yeah, Rigan Machado, first Phorm. 45. Number 2. He's already got 45. 47. We got 47 at Epic Roll. 48. First Phorm's at 48. 5,000. Epic rolls in at 5,000. He's at 5. We need 51 at least. 51. 52. 53 for you. He wants it. He wants it. 53. Final. Epic roll. All right, epic roll. You guys win. Andy Varela.
Wow. 53. So he ends up going for more than PJ.
Interesting note there. Andy Varela, obviously the number 2 in our rankings, but so far number 1 as far as points spent.
Very, very interesting. What do you think about that, Egg?
Well, I mean, he comes in with a big chip on his shoulder. He had his sights on that West Coast Trials. He only gave up 2 points. That's all he gave up the whole time, and he had to end up, settling for that bronze medal. But he did so by getting a rear naked choke on Max Hanson, another highly touted competitor here, and it took him only 2 minutes. So, amazing skills, chip on his shoulder, exciting to watch. We said he'd go through a lot.
The chip on the shoulder, my question, BMAC, is that a good thing to have in your top draft pick for the team chemistry and dynamic?
Absolutely. He's going to be under extra pressure to perform for the team. That's exactly who I want on my team, a guy that's got a lot riding on this thing.
All right. I think we're going to an interview, maybe?
Well, until they start, one point thing to think about is
Ranked PGF contender, and man, Jean-Jacques came out hot. putting up 3,000 for you, but you're being taken by Dean Lister for 52. Did you think they were going to spend over half their budget on you?
Well, I kind of hoped that they wouldn't, so we would have, money left over as a team to have a good team. But yeah, I mean, it feels good, of course. Yeah.
It was definitely money well spent. You have 63 wins, 43 of them by submission, so we definitely know you have the finishing ability. But what are some of the intangibles you plan to bring to this team?
I mean, I think people a lot of times see me now as like a 80cc wrestler guy, and I have a bit of that too, but I think they forget that like I started in the submission only, and it's kind of like the whole thing that we did for the longest time. And I've done a ton of team events, and I've headed off a lot of teams through a lot of quintets and things like that, and I was kind of always the cool, calm, collected guy to go first and like take the team through it unemotionally and stuff like that. And so hopefully I can bring the same like cadence to this team and get them all going.
And you're coming off a big win at Polaris. Do you think you're going to bring that winning energy to your team?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
I think so too. Good luck, PJ. We can't wait to see it.
Thank you, Alex Wendling, for the interview with PJ Barch. Again, he went top spot. Help me out again, Egg. The number for PJ Barch, 5,300? 5,200?
PJ was 5,200, and Andy Varela, who was actually ranked second, got 5,300.
Okay.
Again, both of those teams, they just used a whole lot of their budget. So
over 50%.
Indeed, so it's going to be very tough for them to compete going down the stretch for those other players.
All right, I can see one Andy Varela is with our Alex Wendling. We go to her.
Yes, I am standing by with the ninja himself. You just got chosen and picked up by Roger Gracie. How much of an honor is that?
That's actually what I wanted. I'm a big fan of Roger, so that was pretty cool. I appreciate that.
Were you expecting him to go over half of his budget for you?
No, I did not expect that. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty dope.
And when we're looking at this team setting, how are you going to look to build a sense of camaraderie amongst your team?
Build a sense of camaraderie?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like be homies?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm gonna get his dubs, and hopefully they're happy about it, and I'll do my part like that.
Well, you did get bidded out 100 more than PJ. Does that make you feel good in any way?
Nah, don't start that.
You know I'm always trying to start some.
Yeah. No, it's, we're both sold for a lot, so that's cool.
Congratulations, Ninja. We cannot wait to see you in action.
Appreciate you.
You see, I personally like the stirring of the pot. We got two, faces of the PGF Season 6 right now, and, he's not alluding to it, BMAC, but I think there's some pride there when you go for, 100 points more.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit at least, right?
Exactly.
You gotta feel a little bit good about that. I want to be the guy who goes number one.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see if those two match up against one another in the regular season.
I mean, I just don't see how they're going to be able to avoid it. It'll really come down to the randomized schedule, but I just don't see how they're going to be able to avoid each other.
All right, our draft continues here in Las Vegas. We go back to Stephen Aiken.
All right, we're up with our next athlete, number 3, Renato Canuto. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Riley.
All right, we're going to open up at 100 points. 4,500.
Wow.
Off the rip. Okay. Anybody else? 45? 5,000. 5,000. Wow. For Haddad. He's out. Can't afford it. 5,000. Anybody at 51? I guess X Marshall's the only one. 5,100 from X Marshall. 52? 52? He's at 51. We need 52 from you. 52? All right, 53? You guys at 53? Nope, out. All right, come on, 5,300. Let's go. First Phorm.
I thought they were on 52.
Here's your jersey, sir. Come up here. Right here.
Big signing there. Dean Lister came out and put almost all his chips essentially on the table at first, and then promptly got outbid.
So he ended up going for 52 or 53.
Steven said 53, but I thought that was what he was asking for
We need,
the
to,
L
we, need
spin.
to, we need to clarify that.
We will get clarification.
Regardless, what we've just seen is the top three not only go for 4,000, which we anticipated for at least the top two, the top three all went for more than 5,000, more than 50% of their budgets.
Listen, I would have played that strategy. I think that's how I would have played it out. I don't know if I could have stomached going to 5,000 for either of these guys, because you're gonna. I mean, you know, if everybody comes in heavy like this though at the top, then everybody's gonna kind of have the same amount to work with for the rest of the draft though. So you know, it could end up balancing out. But Team X Marshall with Jacques Machado, I gotta think that they're not gonna have to spend that much to get Elijah now, because everybody else has dropped over half their budget. And so they're probably going to be able to come in kind of light right here and pick up Elijah at a steal and then stack the rest of their draft.
I mean, who saw that coming? Elijah Carlton being maybe at the lower end of the expensive players?
Yeah, not me.
No.
I think you're right. I mean, I think they can make a real play for the number 4 through 7 players and really make a super solid team throughout the 1 through 5 spot for them.
All right, looking across the way, I see Alex Wendling in position. Let's go to her now.
Even out the second half, which is good. But I'm excited, you know. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I bet if Andy I was going to be more than him. I think I was like, I beat him by 100 or something. Oh, no. Same. Yeah.
I know a lot of people are excited to see you back in action. So how excited are you to get back on the competition scene?
I'm super excited. Being like on a long run, training to fight MMA, but I have a jiu-jitsu school, so I'm always training jiu-jitsu no matter what. And competitive training too, because all my guys are always competing. With that said, I just didn't compete just because I've been waiting for an MMA fight. They just keep getting pushed back. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get back because I'm just, you know, missing jiu-jitsu a lot. So I'm excited to come here. I have 15 matches to showcase my jiu-jitsu. I think I have a lot to show. I've improved a lot. People haven't seen me in a little while, you know. I'm looking forward to throwing some weird new stuff out there.
And PGF is putting a lot of money on the line. We all know that Renato Moicano wants more money, but does Renato Canuto want more money too?
Yes, very likely so, yes. Renato Canuto wants more money than Moicano if he can.
We cannot wait. Good luck, my friend.
Very much appreciate you guys.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much. Renato Canuto. I mean, if Moicano's money Moicano, we could call him Cash Canuto.
Cash Canuto, yeah, that's not bad.
All right, the cash is flowing here inside the draft for PGF World Season 6, and we go back to Bobby, both of them, Stephen Aiken, to continue our draft night.
Our next athlete up, the jabroni, Elijah Carlton. What's up, sir? Okay. Start the bidding for Elijah at 100 points. 1,000. All right. 1,100 from X Marshall. 2,000. 2,000. 2,100 for X Marshall. We need 22. 2,200. 23 X Marshall. 24 Black Rifle. 27, 28. 28 for Black Rifle. 28, okay. Get 29. 29. You go 3,000. All right, we need 31 from you guys. 31. Does that max you out? 3,800. We need 39. 39. 39 for X Marshall. You got 4. 4,000. 4,200. This is it. Where were we? 42? 43 for X Marshall. Epic roll. This guy won you the title last season. Man, 44 from Black Rifle. Okay, they believe in you, champ. X Marshall, they here. 46. 46. 45, 46. Yep, they're 45. Yep. Anybody? X Marshall.
Okay.
The Jabroni grappler Elijah Carlton lands on Team X Marshall. It was a little bit slower of a process to get up to the higher end money, starting in the thousands and slowly but surely getting up there. I still think that's the appropriate amount of money to spend on the Jabroni.
What do we land? 45?
44 is what I have.
44.
I mean, to the point, again, he's the most experienced person in this rule set, multi-time PGF champion. He knows the strategy. He knows it better than anyone else, and he can teach that to the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have been a bad guy before, but now he can be a leader.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think Elijah Carlton was actually giving jiu-jitsu lessons to everybody last year.
That's true.
So he's not a guy that's afraid to pass on his craft to his teammates and others.
He was pretty bold. He says, "I'm going to teach you all how to beat me," and then he still won.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most alpha thing I've ever heard in my life, to be honest with you. Here's how to beat me. You can't.
The most interesting thing I think about the way that the first round played out is that everybody ended up spending a lot, and so now everybody pretty much has a little bit to work with. So I think Alex is in position over there. She's going to talk to Elijah Carlton.
Alex, take it away.
I am with our undisputed PGF champ, and X-Marshall just picked you up with Jean-Jacques. I feel X-Marshall really fits your style. They're kind of flashy, so how do you feel about that?
For sure. The other teams didn't do their studying on how to do this. I went for cheaper, which was better for me. The guys who went for a lot of money are going to end up on teams with less good people. We got left with more money to buy better people. That's a winning team right there, so what's up?
I love the energy you're bringing. You have a long week ahead of you, so that's a lot of confidence you're bringing in as well. Is there anyone in particular that you think might be put onto your team that you feel confident in?
It doesn't matter. If me and any of the John Combs, Davis, Kevin Beuhring, any of us get on a team together, it's over.
Well, we can't wait to see you in action. Good luck, Elijah.
Elijah Carlton, confident as ever. We were talking a little bit about it with Egghead. His veteranship in this format. How much of an asset is that for his team?
It's a huge asset. Nobody understands the PGF rule set or has the experience in the PGF rule set that Elijah Carlton does. And having him on the team and just having somebody on the squad that knows how to win in this format across 12 matches, across an entire week, that's going to be incredibly valuable to that team. I think that that's a great pickup for X Marshall. That's a great pickup. And they got him at a cheaper price. They're going to have more to play with to fill out the rest of the roster. I think they're going to put some bangers beside him.
And Elijah Carlton is a guy that is a lot easier to listen to when he's your teammate rather than a competitor.
No doubt.
So they are definitely richer for that. All right, our draft continues here in Las Vegas. Back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up will be Max Hanson. How you doing, sir?
What's going on?
Happy to be here. All right, guys, we're going to start the bid for Max at 100 points. 500. 2,000 from Black Rifle Coffee. We need 2,100. 21? Anybody? 2,200, Epic Roll. 2,400, Black Rifle. Do I need to just stay over here on this side? 25, Epic Roll. 26, Black Rifle. 27 on Epic Roll. We need 28. 3,200. We need 33. Epic Roll. Nope, out. 3,200 winner, Black Rifle Coffee. Max Hanson. Yeah, signed the contract.
Ranked number 5 in our preseason rankings, Max Hanson goes. Your thoughts, B-Mac, on the amount spent and how he should look this season?
Did he go for 3,300? Is that what we got?
3,200.
32.
So they've now spent 84% of their budget on their first 2 picks.
Wow.
They only have 1,300 left to fill out 3 roster spots.
That's pretty interesting. That's not too far off what I would have done with my top 2 picks, though. And because they spent so much on PJ, Max comes in. They end up spending a little less, probably. I don't think – I mean, PJ and Max on the same team? Are you kidding me? That's a banger squad. Black Rifle off to a good start, I think.
A bold start. All right, we will go to Alex now with Max.
Yes, I'm standing by with Max Hanson, and now you know what team you're on. You know you have a teammate in PJ, so how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling pretty good. I know PJ pretty well. He's competed against my coach Dante many times. Honestly, I know the guy's probably the most skilled and most veteran competitor out here in this, out of anyone who's sitting on these couches. So to have him and I on the same team is going to be honestly a little unfair for the other competitors. I put myself at the same tier as those top four, so I was already thinking whatever team I end up on is going to be a huge advantage, because I believe there's a drop-off past myself into the basically the other competitors. Again, not trying to hate, but just looking at results and shit.
Yes, definitely your results at Enigma, at Sabatero, big wins there, and then you're looking at PJ2, who's coming off a big win at Polaris.
Yeah.
So do you think you guys are carrying some momentum going into this week?
Yeah, I think we're both very active competitors. Like I said, PJ's very experienced. The dude was like, I'm pretty sure he was like the first rival of Danaher Death Squad back in like the old Zapatero tournaments, like years ago, bro. So, I mean, PJ's probably the best teammate I could ask for, so it's going to be sweet.
And now you have Dean Lister as your coach. Congratulations. Yeah, awesome. We cannot wait to see you put in work. Yeah, back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Alex. Our night continues here as it is draft night in Las Vegas for PGF World Season 6. And for our next player to be drafted, we go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Davis Asare. What's up, Davis? All right, we'll start the bidding at 100 points. 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 X Marshall. We need 16. Anybody 16? 2,000 from First Phorm. 2,100 X Marshall. You got 22 First Phorm. 23 from X Marshall. 24. Where's that? 24? 24 First Phorm. You guys got 25? 25. We need 26. 26. 27. Just say 3. No? 3,000. Let's go. First Phorm's at 3. Y'all got 31? We need 31. 3,100. We need 32. 32. We need 33 from X Marshall. Epic roll. Y'all want some of this? 3,300 at X Marshall. We need 34. 3,500 at First Phorm. We need 36. He's ready. He's ready to kill people for y'all. Is it? 35? 3,600 X Marshall. I need 37. You know if you want him. He can take him. 3,600 X Marshall.
Oh, man, great pickup. And a very interesting pickup as well, because that's really one of the, I don't want to say the kryptonite of Elijah, but he broke Elijah's foot not that long ago.
I was thinking the same thing, exactly.
And so they protect Elijah by picking up Davis at, was it 36?
3,600, yes.
Can I just say I love Stephen Aiken as the auctioneer?
He's the man.
He almost like insults you by saying, "Well, you're not going to spend any more money." Mm-hmm. You know, he challenges people. He gets the max amount of money for every player.
Yeah, and again, really, great season he had in 2023 with the ADCC Opens, but then kind of capped it off with a silver medal at the ADCC European Trials. Again, we already talked about how he actually broke Elijah's foot there last time. He's traded matches with John Combs. He's one of those really up-and-coming young jiu-jitsu competitors out there that's going to have a huge future, and it might start here.
All right, he will speak now with Alex.
Chosen by X Marshall. How does it feel?
It feels good. It's nice to be a little bit high, especially later in the rounds, but it feels great.
And there are 14 black belts on the PGF roster, 3 purple belts. You're one of the purple belts. What would a win for you against the black belts mean for the New Wave Jiu-Jitsu standard? What would it say about the New Wave Jiu-Jitsu standard?
Honestly, at this point, the belts doesn't matter that much. It's more the specific persons that are at that level. So the black belt is not that big of a deal, but it would be nice to have big names go against some big names and then see how that goes.
And do you see yourself making it to the playoffs?
For sure, for sure. I feel confident I'll be able to make to the playoffs.
We can't wait to see you in action. Davis Asare, congrats. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alex. We appreciate it. You know, real quick on that belt color tip, BMAC, we have seen PGF produce stars from lower level belt ranks season after season. So, you know, just because we've got all these black belts, don't sleep on a purple belt by any means.
You better not sleep on a purple belt. There's still a couple of killers available on the board. I mean, I think right away with this topic of conversation, I think about Kevin Beuhring right away. We saw him come in to the PGF as a brand new blue belt, and he was putting away a black belt every night that he stepped on the mats, and he could do that again this season. Let's see where he ends up falling in this draft.
All right, time for the draft to continue. We go back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up is John Combs. How you doing, sir?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, man. Glad to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
All right. We need 100 points from Mr. Combs. Okay, first form's in. 500, 500, 800 black rifle, 1,000 from epic roll. Need 11. 1,200, need 1,300 now. Black rifle. 1,300 from first form. 15 epic roll, need 16. 16. 2,000 first form. 2,100 epic roll, need 22. 2,200 first form. This guy gets chokes. He does. 2,300 epic roll. He's got a nice highlight reel. 2,400 first form, need 25. 2,500 epic roll. Social media superstar. $26, nope. You have 25. Oh, y'all need 26, sorry. 2,600 at first form, need 27. 2,700 epic roll. 28. 2,800. 29. Ooh, it's getting tight. $3,000. $3,000. I gotta get you on the clock this time. I'll speed it up for you. 31. You can have him for 3,000. All right, come on, epic roll. Big win.
Epic roll gets their man.
He is a great pickup. So he has a lot of experience. Of his 184 matches, 83 were won by submission, and of those, 82% of them would qualify as a kill.
Wow.
So this guy is a choking machine, whether it be guillotine, RNCs. He's not getting you those breaks. He's getting you those kills, which are worth twice as much in this format.
All right, he is stepping over to our interview point, and he will speak with Alex.
I'm standing by with John Combs, and I'm having so much anxiety over here just watching all this go down, and I'm not even involved. Were you calm, cool, and collected, or was your heart
Very much
rate?
so. That was quite fun. Yeah, to have like 4 of the biggest legends in the sport fight over me. That felt really, really good. I'm sure it's going to feel great for everybody as they step up there. Yeah.
And now you're on Epic Rolls team with Roger Gracie as your coach. How do you feel about that?
I'm really, really excited. You know, it's somebody I've looked up to since the very beginning of this journey. And yeah, it's going to be an absolute honor to have him in my corner and him advising us on how to do well at this event.
And you look ready to go. You're coming off of a lot of action at ADCC. Now your homeboy Andy is going to be your teammate as well. So what is the confidence like headed into this?
Andy's a savage. You know, he can take out a lot of people with chokes and strangles. You know, glad to have him on the team. And, you know, hopefully we'll run into each other in the postseason then.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see it. John Combs, congratulations. Can't wait to see the action.
Yes. Thanks, Alex. We are in Las Vegas. TJ DeSantis, BMAC, Brandon McCatherine, Egghead. It is the site of PGF World Season 6. And BMAC, Alex was talking about nerves. I feel like those nerves are almost going to, you know, get bigger as we get deeper into the draft because now, you know, financial, you know, restraints are going to make every pick that more important.
And, you know, I really think that First Form has set themselves up right here to do some really good work in this middle section of the draft. Every other team is up at the 8,000 or higher. Like X-Marshall has spent 8,000. Epic Roll has spent 8,300. Black Rifle spent 8,400. First Phorm has only spent $5,300. They've only got one player so far, but now we're dropping into the middle rounds. All of these other 3 teams have sort of spent themselves into a corner, and now First Phorm could come in here and pick up 2 in a row and really do some damage, like in this middle section of the draft, I think.
Yeah, the magnitude of these picks only getting bigger and bigger as we continue on, and we shall do just that. Let's go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete to come to the stage, Daniel Sathler.
To me, this is one of the most important picks of the draft. Who's going to be able to steal Daniel Sathler? If I'm First Phorm, I'm going in hard on Daniel Sathler right here. I want to try to steal this guy.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Good to have you here. We'll start the bidding, as always, at 100 points. 500, First Phorm. Needs 800 from Black Rifle. Need 900. 900 from First Phorm. 1,000. Need 1,000.
Somebody's about
900 going once. Twice. 1,000. Whew. 1,100. Somebody's about to let this thing go as a steal. You got 12. That's it. He's out. Okay. 1,100. Anybody else? Ex-Marshal? Nope. Epic Roll? Nope. Come on up. First Phorm. You guys win. 1,100.
What a great pick. They got Daniel Sathler for 1,100. That's exactly what I thought might happen. They watch the other teams go heavy, and then they're able to slide in and get an animal for 1,100. So now, after 2 picks for each team, First Phorm is just sitting at 6,400. They've spent 2,000 less than Black Rifle. They're in position to make they could make the next pick if they can get somebody else, like at 1,500 maybe. They're going to put themselves in great position to win the money, I think.
You know, we're. I'll go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like you're saying, they can push everyone else around right now.
Yes.
Because they can take them to almost the edge of their budget that every other team has left. So they can pick whoever they want.
You know, we're learning on the fly. It's a bit of a new format with the point system. Last season we had a trade. Are trades allowed here on draft night?
Trades are allowed until the draft is concluded. No trades after the draft.
How does it work if you've spent more? Do you exchange points? Like if you drafted somebody at 4,000, you trade them for 2,000, you get 2,000 points back?
Listen, they got to stay inside that 10,000.
Okay, so your points don't come back
however they want
to
to work it out, that's up to them. But no, got to keep it at 10.
Understood. All right. Let's go back to Alex.
I am standing by with Daniel Sathler, and wow, you are definitely worth all the points in the world. You are a star on the rise, so young at just 23 years old, but you got chosen by Rigan Machado. So what are your initial feelings being chosen for that team?
Feels great. Rigan is such a legend of our sport, and I'm very happy to be part of the team.
And you're representing Atos. You moved over there to be part of that powerhouse of a team. So what kind of Atos style can we expect come fight season?
Just like we do there, you know, a lot of wrestling, you know, submission attempts, and always looking for the submission. That's the goal.
Can we expect any flying submissions from you? You're pretty crafty with those.
We'll see, we'll see.
Expect the unexpected. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alex. We are in Las Vegas again, the site of Season 6 for PGF World. PJ DeSantis along with the commission, BMAC, Brandon McCatherine, Egghead. Our night is shaping up quite nicely. BMAC, give me a letter grade right now on how these teams are shaping up and how they're drafting.
Well, I'm looking at this Black Rifle team. They got PJ Barch and Max Hanson. Obviously, it's an A with who they've got on the team so far, but they spent a lot of money to be there. They're at 8,400. They only got 1,600 left, and they got to pick up 3 players. Now, that gives them a little more than 500 per player. But as I'm watching this play out, I'm liking what I see out of First Phorm right here. When your second pick is Daniel Sathler, I mean, that's pretty good, dude. So right now I would have to grade Black Rifle as winning the draft, but I think it's very interesting just because of how this could shake out because of how much money was spent on Sathler. I think that was just absolutely a steal. Great play by First Phorm.
Egg, your thoughts thus far on tonight's draft?
I mean, I concur. So, you know, with 10,000 points, 5 players, 2,000 is your average, right? So 1,100, almost half of an average for an animal like Sathler. Come on, that a huge pickup. Again, they can pretty much big boy any other team now because all the other teams have spent so much of their money.
Yeah, they're in a great position to kind of muscle their way through the middle part of this draft.
All right, speaking of money, PGF Season 6 doesn't happen without money and our great sponsors that make this great event possible. We will take a break and we'll come back as our draft night continues live in Las Vegas. You're watching PGF Season 6.
X-Martial gear is some of the best gear I've ever worn.
But wait, there's more. Fasten your Nogi shorts belts, because X-Martial's Dojo Roadshow is hitting the road, and it's nothing short of epic. Imagine this, an X-Martial team, an RV, and a mission to visit gyms far and wide. We're talking challenges that'll have you in splits, literally and figuratively. Meetings with the biggest personalities in the jiu-jitsu world, and a tour so wild, you'll wish your life had a rewind and watch again button. This isn't just a road trip, it's a rolling jiu-jitsu carnival, and it's all captured on our YouTube channel. Picture the funniest, most thrilling parts of jiu-jitsu, packed into an RV and sprinkled with that special X-Martial flair. The Dojo Roadshow is where the mats meet the road, and every stop is a story waiting to be told. So, subscribe, like, and get your laugh on, because X-Martial isn't just about changing the game, we're about making it hilarious. One dojo at a time. Don't miss out on the movement, the sponsorships, and the roadshow that's making history. One epic YouTube episode at a time.
Oh, he's going to flip Carson with that. He's making him turn with it.
There's a tap.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Look at Landon Torville.
What's going on with the PGF and the money and the things like that, that's answers the one fundamental problem we have as professional athletes in the sport. I mean, it could change everything about the sport.
This is the future of jiu-jitsu right here, and I'm just ecstatic to be the face of it right now.
PGF is the shit. We all got paid before we even started sweating. Ain't nothing better than that.
We are underway. Anderson in the white rash guard, getting pushed around here by the Minnesota Maniac.
Kevin Sherrill's sitting at home because I broke his ankle.
Hard collar top. Oh, that was.
Whoa!
Because they don't see a future in it, but I do see a future in it.
Haven't done anything but just like come and did what I'm supposed to do, you know, and just let's f people up, you know.
He doesn't take it as serious as I do. This is a lifestyle for me.
It's my first experience with something like this, and I just want to say, Brandon, thank you. PGF, everybody. I mean, this has probably been one of the best experiences of my life.
It kicks you into this state of, like I said, excitement or fear or nervousness or happiness. And then when you get to the battle, you get to the competition, all that stops.
Travis's scariest attacks, he's in. He's got it.
It's almost like a feeling of nirvana.
I think I'm just addicted to the high of competing and winning, and it's fun. I think I'm an addict by nature. I just enjoy the thrill of it.
And right now, PGF's sitting by itself. It's that lone soldier, you know? So I think that if the PGF can gain enough traction, it could potentially change the competitive scene in jiu-jitsu as a whole.
We're going to keep building this until everybody can get paid what they're worth in the sport of jiu-jitsu. We will have the biggest jiu-jitsu promotion on the planet.
We're back here in Las Vegas. TJ DeSantis along with BMAC Brandon McCatherine, the man they call Egghead. It is his site of PGF World Season 6. And our draft continues. For our next player to be drafted, we go back to Stephen Aiken.
Unfortunately, our next athlete has had some flight trouble, will not be here, but we're still going to run his spot as scheduled. It's AJ Agazarm. We'll start the bidding at 100 points for AJ. 500 from Epic Roll for AJ. 800 Black Rifle Coffee. Need 900. 900 Epic Roll. 1,000. 1,000. No. 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 900 Epic Roll wins AJ Agazarm.
Oh, wow.
AJ Agazarm not in the building, but now officially on a team. The team is Epic Roll. What was the final price on that, BMAC?
900. 900. So that now puts Epic Roll they've got 3 players. They got Varela, they got John Combs, they got AJ, and they've spent 9,200. So they got 800 to split across their last 2 guys.
You surprised at that number?
It's going to be hard. But who knows? I mean, of the people in the bottom, they might have a few people they have got picked. They might be able to get everyone else to spend all their money.
Yeah, they could have their eyes like they're targeting a couple of these guys that are going to come up right at the end. That's for sure.
I think that's where the most important draft picks are going to come, in the latter part with how much money you've had. I mean, this could come down to, your team winning based on, points that could be picked up by one of these lower drafted players.
I feel like the draft is made out of these middle rounds right here. This is where really the drafts and the teams are really built as powerhouses. And so, like, you see Sathler go for 1,100, that's a steal. You see AJ go for 900, that's a steal. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm very interested to see what First Phorm does with this next pick coming up.
All right, let's get to it. AJ Agazarm not in the building, so he can't have an interview, but it'll be interesting to see how he feels about being drafted, where he's at when he does get into town. But all right, time for our next player to be drafted. We go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Kevin Beuhring. What's up, brother? All right, we'll start the bidding for Kevin at 100. 100 points. 600 points, Black Rifle Coffee. 700 points. 800 Black Rifle need 900. 900 from X Marshall. 1,000 First Phorm. Need 1,100. 1,100 X Marshall. You guys got 12. 1,200. 13. 1,300. 14. 14. Need 15. Ooh, they want it. 1,500. He said, yeah. 16. 16. No hesitation. 17. The future. 1,600. Yeah. 17. 18. Oh, 18, 17. Anybody else? 1,700 wins. First Phorm. Kevin Beuhring.
So Beuhring goes for 1,700, right in the middle. That's very interesting. They went ahead and spent. I think that's a great pickup. That's a kid I would want on my team for sure.
Off the top of your head, do you know what their remaining budget is, BMAC?
They've spent 8,100 so far, so they got 1,900 left. They're still in a great position. They got 3 players already picked up. They've only spent 8,100, and I think they got a great team. It's Canuto, Sathler, and Kevin Beuhring right now on that squad. Black Rifle still just with 2, but it's 2 of the biggest bangers in the draft, and Barch and Hanson, and then X Marshall with Jacques Machado. They got Elijah Carlton and Davis Asare.
Let's go back to Alex.
I am with Kevin Beuhring, the submission machine himself. How does it feel?
It feels awesome, man. It was so cool watching John, Jacques, Dean Lister, all of them. Like bid for me. It was like really surreal. I'm like pretty shell-shocked right now. So
it must feel pretty awesome. And you are a PGF vet, so you've seen this promotion kind of grow from the ground up. So how special is it to see it in this venue now with all the support that we have here today?
It's crazy. It's awesome. Like, I remember season 3 in Decatur, Alabama. From here, it's amazing.
And now you're going to get the opportunity to compete for a lot of money.
Yep.
So what type of energy are you looking to instill all fight week?
Just hunting for the submissions, man. Like, that's why we do this. So that's the energy I'm trying to bring forth.
We can't wait to see it, Kevin. Congrats. Send it back to you, TJ.
Thanks, Alex. Our night continues here in Las Vegas, and give me your thoughts of that latest pick in the money spent.
I think that's a great pick, and I expected first Phorm because of the way they played the first round and the second round, picking up Sathler at 1,100. They were going to be able to muscle around and get another player right here out of the middle. So, very, very good. A very good pick. That's a solid team. Canuto, Sathler, Beuhring. People don't know about Beuhring yet, but they will after PGF Season 6.
And you get so many opportunities to showcase your talents, and he might be one to come out the other side much higher with the stock in the BJJ world.
For sure.
We'll see how he continues here as our season progresses. Our draft continues to progress here in Las Vegas. Back to Stephen Aiken.
The number of 11 athlete up, Mike John.
Qualifier winner, Mike John, the only guy who won his way
What's up, brother?
into this draft.
All right, we're going to start the bid from Mike at 100 points. 200 ex-marshal, need 3. 600 black rifle. Jumping up, need 700. 700 once. 600, we got 600 here, need 7 twice. Nope, you're out. Black rifle, 600. Takes it, come on up.
Oh, wow.
Big pickup there for Dean Lister and Team Black Rifle Coffee.
And, you know, that puts them right in line with what I bet their strategy was to have 1,000 left to spend on the last 2 guys. They've spent 9,000 on their top 3 because they got that steal right there and because everybody spent so heavy at the top. Now they're in a great position, once again, to make a couple of plays right here at the end. Very, very good pickup. That's a very good pickup for Black Rifle.
I mean, I like your point. The only qualifier winner. There was only one this season, and that means that he had to win to get in. I mean, that shows desire, that shows grit, and he had a great performance there.
Back to Alex Wendling, who's with Mike John.
With Mike John, our qualifier winner as well, and you just got chosen to be on the same team as 10th Planet Brethren PJ Barch with Dean Lister. So how does it feel?
Pretty dope. We've got a pretty dope team so far, and I really like our coach, I like our team so far. I think we got a really strong chance already.
Yeah, and I think everyone should know that you got that dog in you. We saw you go to war at the qualifiers. So are you going to bring some of that dog energy into the action come this week?
Every single time I roll, I bring that dog out.
We love it. Mike John, we can't wait to see you in action. Good luck.
Draft night continues here in Las Vegas for PGF World Season 6, powered by Once Upon a Coconut. And for our next player to be drafted, we go back to Bobby. Both of them is Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Ben Eddy.
Oh, here we go. This would be one of the most interesting picks of the draft.
How you doing, Ben? All right, guys, we'll start the bidding at 100 points. 500 ex-marshal, we need 6. 700 first Phorm. 800 ex-marshal leads. 900 first Phorm. 1,000 ex-marshal. Need 1,100. No, you're out. Anybody else? 1,000 takes it. 1,000 for Ben Eddy, ex-marshal.
100% Ben Eddy. If you aren't familiar with his grappling style, this man is a living, breathing embodiment of the 10th Planet style. And BMAC, I would want him on my team just so I don't have to have my other grapplers face him.
He's got one of the most interesting styles you're ever going to face. And one of the interesting things about Ben Eddy is in this particular rule set, you are forced to engage with his guard. Like, you have to get in there and play. There's no jumping around on the outside or disengaging. You're forced to engage. This could end up being the steal of the draft right there. I think right there along with Sathler. Sathler at 1,100 in the second round and Ben at 1,000. Big pickup. Big pickup, man. Elijah Carlton, Davis Asare, Ben Eddy, all on ex-marshal. They spent 9,000. They're in good position.
All right, Ben Eddy is with Alex.
I'm standing by with Ben Eddy, one of the most fun grapplers to watch, the Hindulatines, everything that you bring to action. So how good does it feel to know that you're on the team of your grandpa of 10th Planet?
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be on John Jacques' team. Both the Machado brothers are bidding after me, but yes, it's perfect to be on John Jacques' team.
And you were You are no stranger to the team setting. You've even won some events on the team setting as well. So what kind of confidence are you taking into this event?
Yeah, I like team events. I like getting my team hype, like putting them on a good strategy. So I'll be doing this, making sure they're eating well. Yeah, I'm down. I'm happy.
We cannot wait to see you in action. Ben, Eddy,
Good. Thanks.
bring in the action.
Thanks, Alex. Ben Eddy, you know, a really great teammate to have. Alex kind of alluded to it. We saw him really break out on that team duel in Cancun, part of Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds about a year and a half ago. I mean, when Ben Eddy needs to come up with a big win, he's a big game player.
He's a big game player. You know who else we saw in that was Mike John.
That's right.
That's where I started calling Mike John MVP right there, is that same event, Combat Jiu-Jitsu Team Duel. I feel like that was a great steal. So here, just to recap, here's where we're at. Ex-Marshall and Jean-Jacques at 9,000 spent. They got 2 more spots they got to fill. Same thing for Black Rifle. They've spent 9,000. They got to fill 2 more spots. Epic Roll has spent 9,200, so they've only got 800 left to spend on these last 2 spots. And then First Phorm and Rigan Machado, they've got 3 spots filled, 2 spots left to fill. They've still got 1,900 left to spend, so they've got a little more cash left to throw out there for these last 2 rounds.
All right, time for our next player to be drafted. We go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Cam Hurd.
Cam looking fresh.
All right, guys, we're going to start the bid for Cam at 100 points. 300 epic roll. 4 first form. We need 5. 500 epic roll. 600 first form. 700 epic roll.
Epic Roll can't go higher than 700.
Maxed out. Nope. 700. Takes it. First form, Cam Hurd.
Oh my gosh, they got another great steal.
Cam Hurd, the PGF vet, getting signed here on draft night for season 6.
Coming off a great performance at the West Coast Trials.
He looked incredible at West Coast Trials. And you know what I love the most about his performance? He's a classic wrestler, right? He goes out, pulls guard, gets a quick armbar victory from his back, showing that his game is growing. He had that top 16 finish at the West Coast Trials. Cam is an athlete that's getting better every single time he steps out onto the mats. And I feel like this is a great pickup. First Phorm now has 1,200 left to spend on their final spot.
All right, Cam Hurd is now with Alex.
I'm with Cam Hurd, and he's looking fly. He's feeling fly. He just got chosen for Rigan Machado's team. So how are you feeling? Did you see some of the other teammates that you'll be working with?
Yeah, I think we got a strong team. I'm excited to be working with a legend like Rigan, so glad that I got to go for a little bit more money too. So, being lower in the rankings, still feeling a little bit of value down there.
Yes, for sure. You're definitely very valued, and we know that after all the action we saw at ADCC trials. So when we look ahead at the this upcoming week, what are you looking to implement in your game?
I think I'm going to implement a lot of different parts of the game against different opponents. It'll be kind of tactical on what I use against who. So, I think I've got more of a complete game this time around than last season. So I'm looking to release a lot of stuff that maybe not everybody's seen yet.
And is there any particular matchup that you want back?
I got a couple of losses in here, so I'm definitely trying to avenge any of those that I can. Andy and John, 2 guys that I respect a lot, have definitely got losses already, like I said. So, of course, I want to avenge those when I get the chance.
Those will definitely be a good one. Virginia boy, good luck.
2 up, 2 down, baby.
We'll see you in action.
Thank you.
Cam Hurd getting drafted here on draft night in Las Vegas for PGF Season 6. No red carpet here necessarily, but if anyone was going to walk the red carpet, Cam Hurd, I think he's got what the kids call a drip.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's a fresh style. If I'm giving you slang advice, we're in a whole lot of trouble.
But importantly, like Brandon was talking about, the way that First Phorm has played this, they have 1,200 left, more than any other of the competitor teams. So they get to pick whoever they want out of those last 7 people.
That's interesting. So we'll see how patient they are, if they have someone in mind, or if they're going to be aggressive early. Our draft night continues. Back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up, Matt Elkins. You handsome, baby. Let's go.
Again, back again. What's up?
Like always. All right, we're going to start the bidding for Matt at 100 points. 100 Black Rifle. 500 X Marshall. 600 anybody? I know you guys are low on points. It's kind of hard. 500, right? 600 Epic Roll. We need 7. I need 7. You guys got it? 600 once, twice. Sold. Epic Roll. Matt Elkins.
Another PGF veteran going to Epic Roll. Matt Elkins getting picked up.
So interesting thing about him, of his 28 kills or 28 submissions in the PGF, 26 of them are kills. He very kill heavy.
Yes.
Really helps with his numbers. Actually, the only person to have been involved with every season of the PGF. 3 as a competitor, 2 as coaches, and one of the quintet format, he was a winning coach.
Yeah, he's probably the only other person in this draft that has as much experience in the PGF format as Elijah Carlton does, and he's great on the mic.
Well, let's put that to the test. Matt Elkins with Alex.
Standing by with Matt Elkins. And Matt, it's crazy because this was almost not super last second, but Kieran Kachuk was originally in, and then you came in as a replacement. So this tournament is a week long, 12 matches at least. Do you feel like you had enough preparation in the lead up to this event?
This is my 5th time doing this, so your boy's ready. Yes, ma'am.
No surprises here.
Absolutely. It feels a little bit like Charlie in Chocolate Factory. Caught that last golden ticket on the way in, and me and Epic Roll, we're gonna bring this thing home for y'all this week.
Hell yes. How does it feel to be chosen on the team of Roger Gracie?
Man, absolute legend. Obviously, being involved with this in any capacity is a blessing and a huge opportunity for anybody in the jiu-jitsu community. So I'm super excited to be on the Gracie's team, and like I said, just super excited about the week. And y'all are in for a treat. It's going to be awesome.
And as a PGF vet, what kind of experience with this type of format do you think you can help your other teammates with?
It's a long week, boys. It's a long week. The competition is as high as it's ever been, the level of competition, and I don't know that anybody's ever done anything like this, myself included. The past seasons have not been this intense, so I'm excited to run the gauntlet again and come out on the other end a better man for it.
We are definitely revolutionizing jiu-jitsu here at PGF Season 6. Matt Elkins, we cannot wait to see it. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alex. You know, the word gauntlet gets thrown around a lot here, and for Matt Elkins to recognize it in the way that he has, saying that this season may even be more grueling, that's a statement.
Oh, it's definitely more grueling. Just the caliber of athlete that's here in the PGF for Season 6. We're on a whole new scale now. You know, we're not dealing with a bunch of local athletes and a bunch of Brandon's homies anymore. We're dealing with real players. And Matt Elkins, he's one of Brandon's homies, but he's a real player too.
Absolutely. All right, another player to be drafted next. Back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Season 3 champion, David Evers. Snazzy. What's up, dude? It's good to see you. We'll start the bidding for David at 100 points. 100 Black Rifle, need 200. 200 X Marshall, 300. 300, anybody? 200 for X Marshall, takes it. Reigning champ.
A championship caliber player going for 200 points. That's where we're at in this draft now.
Yeah, it's just the nature of how the points have been spent. It's just the way it's got to go. And that puts X Marshall in position. They've spent 9,200 now. They've got 800 left for their last pick. Epic Roll only has 200 left for this last pick, so they're pretty much going to have to sit this thing out and see how it plays. Black Rifle still has 2 picks left to make. They've only got 1,000 points. First Phorm has 1,200 left to make their final pick, so they can kind of bully their way around and get the guy they want right here.
Whoever they want. It's their choice of the last 5. So whoever they have their eyes on, they're getting them.
All right, time for another interview. We go back to Alex.
I am standing by with David Evers, and we have a lot of smart grapplers here, but I don't think any of them are aerospace engineers. So how are you planning on bringing the smarts and strategy into this week?
That's all done in the past already. You know, our preparation, everything, discipline, the regimen that we've been following, all the work is done. We got a hard week ahead of us, but it's going to be fun. So.
And what are your initial reactions on your team?
I think we're going to do well. Really interested to see how the team training goes when we all get together. I'm sure we'll be able to help each other grow and really show out.
And is there any specific strategy, since you have experience in other PGFs, that you're looking to implement in this upcoming season?
You know, I think season 3, I got a lot of breaks. This season, I think it's going to be relatively low scoring. But that just means that chokes matter even more. And so if you pass the guard and you get to the back or guillotine chokes, that's the route that you should go.
We can't wait to see you in action. David Evers, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. David Evers brings up the fact that this might be a lower scoring season. And B-Mac, we haven't really outlined it today here as it's draft day, but, you know, kills and breaks, they matter. It's not whether you submit, it's how you submit. Do you agree with him that we might be in store for maybe a more evenly matched, less scoring season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. They're 6-minute matches.
Right.
And all of these guys are hard to submit in a 1-hour match, much less in 6 minutes. Luckily, the nature of the PGF rule set really forces the player to be offensive at all times. So I think David Evers is a solid pickup. The thing that's great, he's really the first guy that's laid out any part of his strategy. But the great thing about David Evers is he is capable of leg locking anybody here at any moment. If David Evers grabs your leg, he is an absolute powerhouse, and he can put you away, even with a bad straight ankle lock. I've seen him do it. That's how he won the final at PGF Season 3. It was what we would call not an optimal straight ankle lock, but he's got so much horsepower that he can just drive straight through. It makes it feel like your leg is going to break.
Hey, how many players do we have left here to be drafted?
We have 5 left.
5 left. All right, let's get to it. Back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up, Jett Thompson.
Brandon, I wonder if this
How you doing, sir?
ISO Phorm has been waiting for.
All right, we'll start the bidding for Jett at 100 points.
I think so.
100 black rifle? 1,200.
I knew it.
First Phorm.
They got him.
I think they know something. 13? Nobody's even got that, huh?
Nobody can.
That was strategic. 1,200 takes it. Mr. Jett Thompson, first Phorm.
Power play. Power play. They got the guy they wanted. They spent heavy at the top. They played the game in the middle, and then they came in hard to make sure they get the guy they want at the end. And I think that's a great strategy. Completed team now for first Phorm. Renato Canuto, Daniel Sathler, Kevin Beuhring, Cam Hurd, Jett Thompson. Heck of a squad.
100% draft strategy, something that it's always good on paper, but when it works out the way you want it to, it's just got to feel so much better for that team and that coach.
Yeah, I love this pickup. I absolutely love this kid. One of my black belts, one of my trusted training partners, Matt Scaff, put me on this guy. He's like, look, you have to put this kid in the PGF. And one look at his highlight reel, and you understand why.
He's now with Alex.
I am standing by with Jett Thompson, and I got a very special text from a guy that knows a lot about the PGF. It was Matt Scaff, and he said Jett Thompson is going to be the stake of this draft. And I think Rigan Machado did his research. So how do you feel getting a pretty high bid late in the draft?
Yeah, that definitely shocked me. I wasn't expecting to get a 1,200 point bid, but yeah, I'm super stoked about it. I can't wait to go compete this coming week.
You definitely deserve it. Your recent performances have been amazing. At just 17 years old, got me feeling like a grandma out here. So how young were you when you started training?
I was 9 when I started, and I'm about 8 years in now. So.
Well, we cannot wait to see you in action. Jett Thompson, you're going to bring it.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Just saying. There we go. Now it's on. Draft night continues here in Las Vegas. Another man with a microphone, Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up, Samson Phommabout. Sir, how you doing? Good, get that one. All right, we'll start at 100 points for Samson. 400 black rifle. Need 5. Anybody got 500 for Samson? 400 black rifle. Come on up, black rifle. Samson. Sign for me right there, buddy. Ghost.
Samson goes the way of Black Rifle.
That's a great pickup. Samson's he was I believe he was a runner-up in season 4 of the PGF.
He made the finale tournament.
Yeah, he definitely made the finale. I think he scored up in the top 5, maybe top 3 during season 4. I can't quite remember. Just recently won the largest ADCC Open as far as registration goes. He won that Long Beach Open. Samson, very experienced, and he's a winner. He's very hard to put away. It's going to be hard for anybody to get a score on Samson.
Samson's now with our Alex Wendling.
I am standing by with Samson Phommabout, and you have a background in MMA as well. So how are you looking to bring that physicality to the jiu-jitsu stage?
Man, high pace, non-stop cardio, and ready to go. Team Rifle, let's go.
Yes, Team Rifle representing Dean Lister. So how awesome was it to be chosen for his team?
Man, I've had Dean in my corner before at other tournaments. I'm always happy to have him. So I'm ready to rock it.
We can't wait to see it, Samson. Good luck, my friend. Back to you guys.
Samson Phommabout very happy with his placement on Team Black Rifle, and our night continues. For our next pick, we go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete up. Excuse me, Elijah. Our next athlete up, Mr. Handsome Kevin Sherrill.
Another guy with a lot of PGF
Always trying to steal your shine. All right, we'll start the bidding for Kevin at 100 points. 200 epic roll. 300?
That's all we got.
Anybody got it? 200 epic roll? Come on up. You got him, Kevin Sherrill.
Easy money.
Handsome Kevin getting signed. I'll never forget the vision of Handsome Kevin and Stephen Aiken at the spa last season with the cucumbers on their eyes. Your thoughts on his season here in front of him, BMAC, because I feel like he's a very much a competitor, and that season 5 didn't shake out the way he wanted it to.
It did not go the way he wanted it to. You know, this is a guy who's made it to a PGF final before. He came in as a runner-up, lost to David Evers at the season 3 finale. So this is a guy who's been in multiple seasons of the PGF. He understands this rule set. He knows how to play this game. Be very interesting to see how this works out.
Alex is standing by with the handsome one.
You have officially completed the team for Epic Roll. How awesome is it to be on Roger's team?
It's incredible, man. I mean, it's Roger Gracie, right? It's the GOAT. It's fantastic. Everybody here is good. It's going to be a phenomenal week competition. I mean, we all got here because we're one of the 20 best guys. We're one of the 21 best, and one guy got hurt. So it could be one of those two things.
And now you are going to be on an opposing team against the PGF champion who has some beef with you. Can you kind of explain to me what it'll be like when you guys tie up for PGF?
Which one?
Elijah Carlton.
Narrow that down. Yeah. I think it'll be all right. I think it's going to go fine.
Does he hate you because you're so handsome?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's all it
I assume
is.
that's the only time anybody hates me. I just walk it back to, yeah, of course.
Well, it all does just come back to your looks. You're going to have to use those looks come fight week, so we wish you well. Kevin, back to you, TJ.
Thanks, Alex. Kevin Sherrill sitting at home right now because I just broke his foot. Those were the words uttered by Elijah Carlton, and I've been waiting for them to tangle up once again ever since.
I think we're going to get to see it again. A little redemption maybe for him.
We'll find out.
I don't know.
It's going to be a fun week here in Las Vegas. It continues with our draft. We go back to Stephen Aiken.
Next athlete up, Nathan Haddad.
So first Phorm, Epic Roll, both have their teams
doing, sir?
completed.
Good
We're
to see you,
down to
man.
the last picks for both.
All right, we're going to start the bidding at 100 points. 600 X Marshall. 600.
That's it.
Anybody got 7? Nobody's got any more left. 600. Let's go.
That, I can tell you right now, that was a very strategic play by Jacques Machado. That's exactly who he wanted. He's very familiar with Nathan's game. He's a student of Elio Seneca. They were out there buddying it up all before the draft. That was a very strategic move by Jean-Jacques. He got exactly the player he wanted, and he didn't have to spend the money. He got to spend his money on somebody else. He knew that Nathan was going to be hanging around at the end of the draft.
Yeah, he's a really great style. Loves that kind of slide by, throw by. from the wrestling, takes him right to somebody's back, and then gets a chance at that rear naked choke, which again is a kill, getting you the points you want in this format.
Phenomenal stuff here in Las Vegas as our draft night continues. The stage is coming live before your very eyes, and for another interview, we go back to Alex.
Yes, standing by with Nathan Haddad, and you just completed Jean-Jacques' team. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Jean-Jacques is one of my coach Seneca's coaches, so it's pretty cool to be on his team, and I think we got a pretty solid chance to win this thing.
And when you're looking at the playoffs, I know you're ranked number 19, but you really bring the heat. So do you see yourself in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to go show out. I mean, I think that this is one of those things, anybody can beat anybody here. We know the rule set's different, so it's time to go scrap.
Yes, we know you're very dedicated. All you do is sleep, eat, and breathe jiu-jitsu. So when you're looking at your specific strategy, what are you trying to showcase for this fight week?
Honestly, I just want to push the pace, go out there and fight. I mean, there's no time to mess around out here. 6 minutes isn't that much time, so we got to go fight every time.
Well, we can't wait to see you in action. Nathan Haddad, we'll send it back to you, TJ.
Thanks, Alex. All right, one final pick here, the most anticlimactic pick of the day, but hopefully you didn't hear me because I don't want that to sound
He's
like,
sitting right there.
I know. Protect me?
There's nothing I can do.
Okay, perfect.
He's a wild man. He likes dino nuggies, and he's up right now.
I like them too. We got something in common.
2 peas in a pod.
All right, Stephen Aiken.
The last athlete up, Mr. Jamie Carnall, 600 points. You want to sit down? Anybody else? It's 600 points. Last and final money on the board. Mr. Carnall. Let's go. Black rifle.
Now, by my math, they had 800 left, but they only spent 600 on Carnall.
Save a little bit for maybe next season. Who knows?
That's amazing.
Rainy day fund. It doesn't rain much here in Vegas, but. You know.
Hey, I'll tell you something, man. This kid came to the Vegas qualifier. He ended up losing to Mike John, but he beat and choked out some really good grapplers to move through that Vegas qualifier. This kid's a finisher, and he's a character. He's perfect for the PGF.
Let's get to know him a little bit more as he stands by with Alex.
Jamie Carnall, he might have been the last picked, but you bring the most personality to the mats. And honestly, I feel like you being the last pick, it kind of takes off the pressure because now you can just go out there and give it all you got without any, you know, people will be embarrassed to lose to you. Your words, not mine.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, anyone that loses to the 20th seed last pick guy, I mean, it's not a great look. Like, I'm like great value brand, you know what I mean? Like, everyone picked first. They were like name brand. Like, I'm just trying to be good value for money. So hopefully no one gets subbed by me because that's going to be a bad look, like, whenever it does happen. So.
But that's the great thing about the PGF is that crazy upsets can happen. And I think that's what makes this tournament so exciting. So when you plan on bringing the excitement to this fight week, what can we expect from you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same as everyone. Just going to go out and try and scrap. I mean, there's nothing to hold back. You got 6 minutes. If you can't roll hard for 6 minutes, then like I don't know what your training sessions are like. But yeah, I know people got the dog in them. I got a raccoon in me that hasn't eaten in 2 days, so I'm looking to fight over that last piece of pizza.
We got a feral Jamie Carnall here, so he's gonna go crazy come fight week. We'll send it back to you, TJ.
Raccoons are scary business. For the record, you should not ever take a raccoon lightly.
I love this kid. I'm so glad he's here. He's one of my favorite characters that we've got this season. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got all the teams selected. We've got 8 alternates as well. These guys are here just in case somebody gets hurt, just in case something goes wrong, and it's never happened that we haven't had to dig into the alternates. And so these guys are going to be on a team. We're going to give each of these coaches 2,000 points to spend on their alternates. They got to pick up 2, and I think they're probably ready to get to it, TJ.
All right, back to Stephen Aiken.
Okay, we're back for our supplemental draft for the alternative athletes here. Each coach is going to start this round with 2,000 points. The same format, you must have 100 points for each athlete, and they only have to get 2 this time, though. Our first athlete up, Sam Schwartz.
And he almost made the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
He had a number of great submissions, some really great techniques he showed off.
All right, guys. Mr. Sam Schwartz, we're going for 100 points. 100 points black rifle. 300 first form. 500 X Marshall. 700 black rifle. Need 800. 1,200. Epic rolls at 12. I need 13. 1,300 X Marshall. 1,500. Epic roll needs 16. Ooh, that's high. 15. 16. First forms at 16. 19. Let's go. Epic rolls at 19. Anybody want to spend all of your butt? You can't. That's it. 1,900 takes it. We're maxed out. Let's go, Epic roll. Sam Schwartz.
Wow. Huge statement made there in the commitment to Sam Schwartz. And they basically are just on the hook for whoever else they might get in this one.
They're gonna have to just wait and see who's the last guy up in the supplemental draft here. So great pickup. Sam is a real killer, and he's got a very unusual submission game as well. Very strong wrestling, very unusual game, big time 10th Planet style. Comes straight out of the 10th Planet HQ camp with Eddie Bravo as his head coach. He hits the truck game, very good at the truck. And so I'll be very interested to see if Sam gets in there. How can he run? How can he run with these big dogs?
As you mentioned, BMAC, the alternates always seem to get action. Even though they're the alternate, they always seem to end up on the mat. And right now, Sam is with our Alex Wendling.
I'm with Sam Schwartz, our alternate for Epic Roll. What an honor is it to be chosen by Roger Gracie and spent a lot of their money.
I mean, everybody should have went for 1,900 for me. I was the only person left. But, yeah, no, it's an honor to be on their team. I was with them last season. We won. Yeah, let's do it.
And what lessons from last season are you taking into this season?
Lessons, huh? I don't know, somebody's going to get hurt. I need somebody to get hurt. Unfortunately, they're on my team, so it's like, I don't know. I guess I don't want anybody on my team to get hurt, but that's the only way I'm getting in there. But somebody's going to get hurt, that's for sure. I learned that.
It's definitely a long week. Longevity is going to be a major key, but you've been a part of the PGF before, so how special is it to see it get to this level?
Yeah, I was only part of last season, so, I mean, it's such an honor to be a part of it, and I'm so proud of, like, all of them, Brandon, Egghead, TJ, like, Keelan, oh, my God, Steven, all of them. Like, to bring it here and get this opportunity for them, like, I just wanted to be a part of it. I love them. I love 10th Planet. Like, all these people here are great. And, yeah, let's just do it. Let's win. Let's win.
Well, Sam, we love that you're at least here. So congratulations on being Roger for the alternate, and we'll potentially see you in action.
I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that I'm hoping someone gets hurt, because I'm definitely not, but I would love to see Sam compete this week.
You just say that because he said your name and said something nice.
Don't point that out. Sam likes me. I like Sam.
He's a good boy.
All right. Our supplemental draft continues. Back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up to the stage, Dane Leake.
I think Jean-Jacques going to make a big play for him. Look at him getting up there with
It's good to
Jean-Jacques'
see you back,
shirt
man.
on his back.
All right, we're going to start the bidding for Dane at 100 points. 1,900. Sold. Ex-Marshall, not playing.
And you called it. I mean, PGF Season 4 runner-up. Also vet PGF Season 3.
Hey, you know what? Jean-Jacques ended up picking up exactly the guys he wanted for his team, man. He got Nathan. He got Dane Leake. It's a very strategic draft here from Jacques Machado.
You mentioned everything you love about sports plus jiu-jitsu. I love draft night. I don't like draft night in regular sports as much as I like draft night in PGF.
For me, the draft is the most fun part of the entire thing. I really love this part of it. It's been a part of the PGF since the beginning, you know, and I just think it's just a blast.
All right, back to Alex.
I am standing by with Dane Leake, and you are going to be an alternate. And as someone who's going to be on the bench, how do you plan on bringing that good energy to the team?
Just any good advice that I can have, I will try to give. But I mean, just being here for my team, for anything they need. I'm just happy I got chosen by Professor Jacques Machado. That was awesome. I'm happy for that.
representing ex-Marshall, you have Elijah, and Eddie, David Evers, and Nathan Haddad on your team. So it's a pretty nice team you got there.
That's a good team. Yeah, I'm excited for us. I think we have a good chance at taking the team victory.
And if you were to get in there, what do you think has to get done on your part in order to make it to the playoffs?
A lot of subs, a whole bunch of chokes.
Whole bunch of chokes coming from Dane Leake. We cannot wait to see you in action. Let's go.
Thank you.
All right, draft night continues in our supplemental draft. For the next player on the block, we are going to go back to Stephen Aiken.
The next athlete coming up, John Chandler. How you doing, John?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. All right, we're going to start our bidding at 100 points for John. 800 black rifle. 1,000 first form. Need 1,100? No, you guys don't have it. Looking at you. 1,100, Dean. 1,100. We need 12. You got it? 1,200? He's got it. You got it? 13. He don't have it. First form's got it. John Chandler, let's go.
Going for 1,200.
John Chandler coming in here at the last second, last guy in to the roster. And I think this kid is a very young athlete. He finished in the top 16 at both East Coast and West Coast trials, from what I understand. Comes very highly recommended. You know, I was scrambling when Kieran got hurt. I pulled up Matt Elkins off the alternate list, and it was hard to find somebody who was willing to step into this alternate. And John Chandler couldn't wait.
Oh, it's the other way.
All right, let's throw it over to Alex right here with John Chandler.
Standing by. How does it feel? You just got chosen for your team. It must be a great feeling to be chosen by the coach.
Yeah, I'm super grateful and blessed to be here, and I'm just excited, and hopefully I get a chance to step out on the mat and show everyone how hard I work every day, so super grateful.
And this format is pretty special. You would have a lot of matches to get through. So what is the mentality going in?
We train all day, every day, and coach a lot of kids' class and stuff, so I'll be able to pull through.
Well, we cannot wait to see you in action. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
John Chandler getting drafted there. BMAC, obviously an alternate, might not be able to go through the gauntlet quite the way that the other regular teammates will, but he still gets to go through all the training, all the sort of exercises that everyone does. And this is the thing where even if you don't compete, again, I said it earlier, I think you get through the other side of this, you're going to be a better grappler.
Yeah, and as such a young guy to have this experience, it's going to be an important part of his development as an athlete moving forward. And you got to know when it comes time for the PGF to start picking up athletes later down the road during more seasons, this guy's going to be right there in the mix because he's going to have some experience. He's going to know what he's walking himself into, and he's going to have a in with the commish. So appreciate you jumping in here, John Chandler. Thanks, John.
All right, next player to the block, we go back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up, Cody Moose Fritz.
Oh, the Moose.
Man, I'm glad you're back. I just like saying that.
I think that's part of it. That's all right.
For sure. All right, we're going to start the bidding for Cody at 100. 700 first form. 1,000 black rifle. Need 1,100. You guys don't? Nope, nobody? Come on up. 1,000 black rifle.
Dean Lister getting the pick of Cody Moose Fritz.
Did you?
Stephen Aiken said it every time he made the walk last season. Somebody shouted out Moose.
Yeah, it was just cheers, Moose. Moose, a really good rubber guard player. He comes from Jeremiah Vance's school, 10th Planet player. Comes out of that Southern California camp, and he's a lot of fun and a great guy. Now, here's something very interesting about Moose. He cut more weight than anybody to be here. He was on death's door when I saw him at weigh-ins.
6'4".
All right, he is now with Alex.
I'm standing by here, and you're in it. You're in it.
I'm in it,
okay?
okay,
You're here to support the team no matter what and potentially step in. So how does it feel?
It feels good. Feels good to be here. I don't want my teammates to get hurt, but, you know, any opportunity to get a match on here would be awesome. But just happy to be here. Happy for BMAC to invite me. feel like I probably shouldn't be here. I think it's like saying my name, but that's all right.
You definitely deserve to be here. I see you're one of the fighters with a little bit more height. So do you think you have an advantage in that sense, or what are your advantages going in?
This year I think I do, yeah. Shout out to Kamoy last year. I'll take a line from him. He said last year I'm a real 185er. I think I'm a real 175er this year. So I'm feeling good this year if I do get a match.
Hell yeah, well, we cannot wait to see it. Good luck, my friend.
The Moose back in an alternate role here. And if we don't get the opportunity to shout Moose in Las Vegas.
At least once, dude.
Right. Yeah.
We got to do it once.
One time. All right. Next player, back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up, Alvaro Pineda. What's up, brother? Good, man.
I love this guy. He's got the best.
We're going to start the bidding for Alvaro at 100 points. Do I have 100? 700 first form. Y'all don't have it, do you? 700 first form takes it. Alvaro.
You mentioned his personality, B-Mac. What positive takeaways do you have from it that makes it so high?
He's just a joy to be around. He was so eager to get involved in this season, and when Keelan and I called him to invite him in to be a part of the alternates list, he literally just jumped at the opportunity. He couldn't wait. He was just felt honored, and we invited him because he had such a great showing at the qualifier. He beat a couple of these guys that are on the roster before. So Alvaro Pineda he's not a joke. He's a black belt. He's going to be bringing the heat, man.
Yeah, from the qualifiers now to the alternates, and now to an interview with Alex.
Just got chosen to be on Jacques' team. So how do you feel?
Really good. I feel really excited for this tournament. I want to say, like, first, thank you, PGF, and thank you, Professor Brandon, for thinking about me. I fought that qualifier, and I feel I do a great job, but it's amazing to stay here, with these amazing athletes. I really high level jiu-jitsu, nothing. I really excited, and arriba Peru.
We can't wait to see you in action. You have a stacked team. Andy Varela's on your team too. You guys can both be matching. Take a picture after this with the shades inside.
Of course. Andy's a really cool guy, really good person. So nothing. I'm excited, share the match with him. Of course.
The PGF is lucky to have you. Good luck.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, our supplemental draft continues, B-Mac. Thoughts?
Which team did he land on right there? I got it. Yeah, okay. I got him on first form. Okay, I was like getting a little confused there. I think. Okay, so that rounds out the first form team then. So they got Renato Canuto, Daniel Sathler, Kevin Beuhring, Cam Hurd, Jett Thompson on the regular roster, and then they got John Chandler and Alvaro Pineda as their alternate. That's a solid squad, man. Hegan did really well with this draft. Jett Thompson at the very end like that, great, absolutely great picks from Rigan Machado. I feel like that's a strong team.
3 more athletes still yet to go here in our supplemental.
Yeah, we got 3 to go.
All right, back to Stephen Aiken.
Our next athlete up, Evan DeWitt.
Oh, I love this guy too. Another black belt. He's out of Chewy School out there in Louisville.
It's good to see you, man.
PGF veteran as well.
All right, we're going to start the bidding. 1,000. I think that's it. Black Rifle Coffee, 1,000. Taking Evan DeWitt.
Great pickup.
Just looking here, 2 athletes left. Do both teams have only 100 points?
They do, yeah.
So is it first person to say what's up?
Probably.
Okay.
Just whoever goes. You can't bid them up.
Right. So it's the first person to say it, or if they both want them to flip a coin, or what do we do? You're the commish.
I think just whoever says it first.
I mean, how bad do you want them? We're going to find out, I guess, here in a moment. So, all right. Alex getting in position for our next interview. Lights are on. Let's go to Alex now.
I am standing by with Evan DeWitt, and if there are people out there who are not familiar with your game, how would you describe your jiu-jitsu fight style?
I'd probably rather just do what I normally do and go straight into talking shit about the people here. A few people here I got unfinished business with from previous matches. I'd like to get out there. This is my 3rd season doing it. Don't mind getting a rental car to peg somebody in the parking lot on the way out of here so I can get in. A couple young guys out here who I'm pretty sure, honestly, were shitting their Pampers when I started choking people out. So I'd love to get an opportunity to go out there and throw some children around before they get any better.
Well, if your jiu-jitsu is as good as your shit talk, we have a serious match coming up. Evan, this is a big week coming up, so you're an alternate, obviously, but you can still support your team in some way. So how do you plan on bringing some of that energy?
Drugs, probably. Going to bring the best drugs I can for my team, get them jacked up. I can tell you I had about 7 coconut waters. I'm pretty jacked on it right now. I think slamming a 6-pack of that might do each one of them some good.
Yeah, the coconut water is just so good. Once upon a coconut.
Absolutely.
Well, we cannot wait to see you on drugs supporting your team. So we'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you.
PGF World is everything you love about sports plus jiu-jitsu. Sports would be a lot better with a lot more of that.
He's a psychopath. He's one of my favorite guys. I'm so happy he's here. Like he said, man, this is his 3rd time in the PGF. He's been on the regular roster twice. So if he gets in there, he knows how to play this game.
All right, the game of the draft continues. I have no idea what we're about to see here with our real kind of final pick. So let's get to it. Stephen Aiken.
All right, we have 2 athletes remaining. The athlete coming to the stage next will be Caleb Crump. After this pick, by default, will be Caleb McAllister going to the team remaining. He also had some flight trouble, so he won't be here for the draft. So we'll wrap up our sit-down portion with Mr. Crump. How you doing, brother?
Thank you. It's whoever goes first.
Okay. So we're going to start the bidding at 100. Ex-Marshall's got 100. That means they win. Ex-Marshall, Caleb Crump.
Which puts Caleb McAllister, another PGF veteran and killer black belt, on Team Epic Roll. That wraps it up, boys. Hey, let me tell you something. Caleb Crump is a real player. You know, he's on the alternate list, but he was right there on my short list to be on the regular season roster. We ended up, we didn't get to pick him for the regular roster, but I'm very excited that he agreed to come and be a part of this as one of the alternates. He's had a lot of success in the last year or so in this ADCC format. He just beat Kevin Beuhring, not, 2 weekends ago?
It was a ref's decision, but he did his pass.
It's a dub. It's a dub.
All right, one more time tonight. We go back to Alex, who is with Caleb Crump.
I am with Caleb Crump, who just got chosen on Team Ex-Marshall. That's an awesome team that you're on. I know your last name's Crump, so are we going to get a little crumping out there?
Absolutely. I'm grateful to be with Ex-Marshall. They already sponsor me, to be on a great team. I'm grateful to be a part of this. 1 week ago, I didn't know I was going to be here.
Wow.
So I'm grateful to be here with a bunch of the best guys. And if I get my shot, I'm going to give everything I got. I train full-time for this. I'm all in with this sport, so I'm just grateful to be here.
And when it comes to the PGF and that big grand prize, how much of an honor is it to just be involved with this type of promotion?
It's an honor to be involved. I've already beat 2 guys on the roster, and if I get a chance, I'm going to beat more, no doubt.
Well, we cannot wait to see it. Caleb Crump, we got to get you crumping out of the camera right now. We'll send it back to you guys.
You got moves like that, B-Mac?
No. I have no moves. I'm very famous for having absolutely no moves.
Well, we saw a lot of moves here tonight as draft night is complete in Las Vegas. It is the site of PGF World Season 6. And B-Mac, let's break it down. Let's look at how these teams shake out a little bit and your biggest takeaways. And, of course, I'm going to ask you for letter grades.
Okay, so as I look at this, I got to think the top team might be Black Rifle. I mean, they got PJ and Max right there at the top. Then they slid in and got Mike, John, and Nathan Haddad and Samson Phommabout on steals. As I look at their roster on first glance, I think I like Black Rifle as my quote-unquote winner of the draft. I also really like this Epic Roll team, Andy Varela, John Combs, AJ Agazarm, and then 2 serious PGF veterans and killers in Matt Elkins and Kevin Sherrill.
I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Epic Roll, we got the Epic Roll coach now. We go back to Alex Wendling.
And I'm standing by with 10-time world champ, the GOAT of Jiu-Jitsu. It is Roger Gracie. And, man, that probably took a lot of mental stamina going up out there. So how are you feeling?
It was pretty interesting, something new. I've never done this before. It was kind of fun. I'm grateful to be part.
You're going to have to get a Once Upon a Coconut to, keep you going.
I did. I took. It's amazing. It tastes really good.
It really does. I know I have to try the chocolate coconut one. I tried the regular one, and it is amazing.
I tried the regular one too, but everyone was talking about the chocolate, so I need to try.
We'll get one after that. So now for your team with Epic Roll, we have Sherrill, Andy, John Combs, Sam Schwartz as an alternate, AJ Agazarm, and last but not least, Matt Elkins. So that's quite a team you have there. How confident are you?
Pretty confident. I think I have a pretty strong team. I think we are very confident that we're going to take the gold.
And how are you going to bring that GOAT energy to your team?
I'm just going to try to, hype them up a little bit, give them some extra energy, because I think by now, everybody done their training, the technical part is done. Now it's just enforce the mental side of it.
Well, we cannot wait to see it. Roger, when everyone says that you are the nicest person ever, I completely agree from just knowing you for the short time that I have. Roger Gracie, it is such an honor for you to be here. We cannot wait to see it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alex. Roger Gracie there saying something that you're not going to hear a Gracie say very often. I've never done anything like this before. When's the last time a Gracie said they've never done something in jiu-jitsu before?
I think that's the first one. Yeah, maybe Helio was the last guy that said that.
He's confident, and for good reason. They got a great team.
Yeah, they got a great squad. Like I said, Varela, Combs, Agazarm. Agazarm's being slept on just a little bit. I think, he has a reputation as being a winner, but a guy who wins by points or wins by decision. But his skill level is through the roof. Division I wrestler, world champion, silver medalist at ADCC. Agazarm is a absolute rock on this roster. And then you got Matt Elkins and Kevin Sherrill rounding it out with all the experience that they have in the PGF rule set. I feel like that's a very, very strong team. They could be the front runner to come out on top again. Epic Roll.
All right, our Alex Wendling is now standing by with Dean Lister.
Standing by with San Diego's own Dean Lister, and you did a great job at the draft today. Were you expecting to spend that much on the original PJ Barch at $5,200?
Yeah, I was ready for it. You got to make a statement in Vegas. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love it. Well, the way you played your cards, I think, was very, very smart. Now we're looking ahead to the week. You guys have a team meeting tomorrow. So what is the goal and the intention for tomorrow's meeting with the team?
Everyone has their own style, so my goal is not to change their style. I'm going to ask everyone what the normal routine is, what they do. I will research their opponents. That's my job to do that. Look what they do good, what they do bad. Have a game plan. That's about it.
Well, they are very lucky to have you. We cannot wait to see what they do this upcoming week.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Dean. Back to you guys.
All right, Dean Lister chatting with Alex there as we are live in Las Vegas. TJ DeSantis along with BMAC, Brandon McCatherine, the man they call Egghead. We're getting ready for PGF Season 6, and
let me ask Egg. Now, I think I made a mistake right here as I was listing these out, because I listed Nathan Haddad on Team Black Rifle, but that's not correct. He went
ex-marshal.
He went to ex-marshal. So read off the ex-marshal list to me, please.
Sure. So ex-marshal is led by Elijah Carlton. Next up, we have Davis Asare, then Ben Eddy, then David Evers, and Nathan Haddad.
Okay, and then read the Black Rifle team to me.
Sure. Led off by PJ Barch, Max Hanson, Mike John, Samson Phommabout, and then Jamie Carnall.
I had Carnall and Haddad switched for some reason. So, okay, that ex-marshal team looks pretty good. I feel like Jean-Jacques made a really good play. He came in and got Nathan, exactly the guy he wanted right there at the end. He picked up David Evers for $200. That's a solid draft, I think.
All right, we're going to go back to Alex, who's standing by with Jacques Machado.
I am standing by with Team Ex-Marshal. Jean-Jacques, you killed it out there today. How much of a team effort was it out there?
I think overall we were able to balance very well our team. It's no easy fight. No matter who you have on your team, it's going to be an amazing battle, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Definitely.
And when you guys meet tomorrow for the team practice, what is going to be the intention?
I will save that for the fighters, but it's something that I will work with them to make sure they are focused and their mindset 1,000% here. And we'll see. We might have some surprise on the sleeve.
and X Martial is one of the biggest jiu-jitsu brands, flashy, stylish. How awesome is it to get to see how great of a team you have?
Oh, an absolute honor. Like being here, this PGF format is the most interesting format for myself. Seeing guys going at it a few times a night, a few nights in a week. And that takes endurance, not just an experience. And guess what? We got the champion of the last season and the only other champion that won the PGF. Because you need the experience with the PGF also, right? Like, so we're very excited about the mix we got between our guys, and they're all, they're all styling. Elijah got his own style, and David. Ben Eddy, I mean, everyone here is a character, and yeah, I'm very, very excited to be a part of it.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of theater. PGF is very, very lucky to have you, Jean-Jacques, and you, X Martial team. So thank you so much. TJ, we'll send it back to you guys.
Appreciate it, Alex. Our night continues here. Draft in the books. It is the official launch of PGF World Season 6. And BMAC, we've seen this thing grow from your brainchild to something that is unlike anything else you're really going to see in combat sports. Honestly, when you look at how team-based formats have worked in other combat sports, the thought is there, but I don't think the execution is there. And what you have done is you have found a format that allows these jiu-jitsu practitioners to play a game for their team, but it sets them up for a playoff format that matters a great deal, and you get the best of both worlds. It's a team sport, but very much at the end of the season, all about individuals.
Yeah, I mean, we've been running this thing for a couple of seasons now, and we've tried to work out the kinks, and we're going to continue to evolve it. We'll learn from this season, we'll make changes from this season, but the most important thing to me is that we develop something that's not just a great one season, it's not just a great one show. Like, I really want to develop something that's going to leave legacy for jiu-jitsu, that's going to leave something that is still standing when I've moved on and still standing for the next generation of athletes that come through. So for me, the PGF is just the ultimate format, and I really feel like if you're at home and when you see the PGF for the first time, it's going to be really hard for you to go back and watch any other format.
Yep. All right, back to Alex, who's standing by with Rigan Machado.
I am standing by with jiu-jitsu legend Rigan Machado. You really pounced on the opportunity to get Jett Thompson on your team. Was there any particular reason for that?
I don't know. I like his vibe. Very nice kid, 17 years old, very quiet, but I have good vibe. I like this kind of athletes who starving to come to success. It remind me when I was 17, I said, I like this kid. He's gonna be one I'm gonna fight for.
He's definitely young and hungry, but then you also have the experienced and a little bit on the older side with Renato. So you have a dream team, it seems.
Yeah, what I realize, everybody's gonna spend all the money on the first two fighters, the first 2 or 3 fighters. Yeah, I start thinking, okay, I'm gonna get the number 3 or number 4. Renato was number 3. I got him. Now I have more money to get Jeff, to get the other guys. In general, I believe the whole team is very strong. I'm happy with my team.
You definitely had a great strategy. We expect nothing less from Rigan Machado, a wise man in the jiu-jitsu game. So we cannot wait to see how your team performs. Congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alex. Rigan Machado talking about the vibe, and I think Andy Varela talked about it as being homies with your teammates, but that's really true. Team camaraderie is something that can go a long way, especially when you get deeper into this season, and it helps to not only be surrounded by talent on a team, but talent you get along with and like.
Yeah, and you know what? We're getting real close to finding out who's going to be taking on each other. Like, what is the schedule going to look like now? So now that we know the teams, Keelan and I, we're going to go back to PGF HQ tonight. We're going to put these teams together. We're going to put this schedule together. We're going to get it all ready to go. We're going to start putting the prices in on these fantasy picks. And if you haven't already registered for the fantasy, it's free to do. We're giving away $1,000 cash to fans of the PGF that play the fantasy this season. So you absolutely want to get in, play that fantasy. I think this is going to be the most exciting week of jiu-jitsu that's ever happened. I really do.
Let's spice it up a little bit. I'm willing to challenge Egg over here in fantasy and put something on the line.
Huge mistake. He's
okay.
a genius.
I'm willing to challenge you in fantasy here and put it on. Well, you probably can't. You're the commissioner.
I'll play you though.
Don't let him.
You know, I don't know how it's going to play out, but I do know I'm going to beat you.
Okay, what's at stake? What's up for grabs?
Case of coconut water.
Done. Absolutely. I love this Once Upon a Coconut. I like it. Egg, we talk about the schedule coming out. Any matches you're really looking forward to in our regular season? Potential matches, that is?
I'll tell you, if Evan DeWitt, who was just really spicy on that mic, if he gets into the regular season, I know he's going to be looking for David Evers, because David Evers ended his season 3 on that first night.
On the very first night.
Yeah. I mean, I think the kind of the payback ones, when you think about Handsome Kevin Sherrill and Elijah Carlton didn't make him tap, but popped him real good and made him go to that spa day. So Handsome Kevin definitely wants to get that one back.
I'm most excited to see how it plays out with the guys who came through in the middle and the bottom of the draft. To me, those are the most fun guys to watch during the course of the season. Everybody knows, I say knows, but everybody kind of feels like they know who are going to be the top 4 or 5 guys. But to me, the most exciting thing, and this is what's so great about sports, it's who's on the bubble. It's that 6 through 10 or 12 position. Those are the most fun things about the PGF, because these are guys that are underdogs and they're scrapping for their opportunity to get in there. And then with the $100,000, somebody that's the worst guy could walk out here with $20,000.
Right.
If he's on the winning team, Jamie Carnall's the last pick, but he's on an incredible team with Black Rifle. If this Black Rifle team wins, Jamie Carnall, maybe he comes in as the 20th guy, but he's going to walk out of here with $20,000.
And allow me to say this, too. I was a part of Season 5. It was my first PGF. And I love you, B-Max, so I'll say yes to anything you ask me to do, even though sometimes I don't really want to. And I'm not saying that I didn't want to do PGF, but I was looking at it going, this is a long haul. This is day after day after day of jiu-jitsu, and those are long days. And I was like, okay, the first couple days were pretty great. I enjoyed it thoroughly, more than I expected to. But when we got to the third day and then got into that fourth day, probably about halfway through the third day, we start to see that overall point standing. And then there's this bubble watch, Egg, where it's like we're not only interested in who's winning, but how they're winning, because it matters so much when it comes down to those kills and breaks. And I expected, B-Mac, that I would feel a fatigue towards the middle to the latter part of the season.
It gets
and
more
I found
exciting.
myself getting more and more excited and more hungry for how this thing was going to shape up.
That's the way sports works out, man. That's the beauty of a season. It's an opportunity to fall in love and start rooting for a guy who probably won't win. Like my Chicago Bulls. I've been pulling for them all season. They just fell out of the playoffs, TJ. They just lost the play-in game. So I can pay attention to the PGF this week completely, because I don't have to worry about the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. But the first round of the playoffs, who makes it to the playoff is such a crucial part of that story in a sports season. And we get that with the PGF, and you don't get it in any other jiu-jitsu promotion.
And we're talking about, just the bubble, who's going to make it, but those points matter at the very top as well. The number 1 seed in a tournament this stacked, Egg, it's going to matter all the difference if you're the number 1 seed or the number 4 seed, and sometimes the difference between those seeds, they're not a big gap point-wise.
We saw the lead change at least 6-7 times on that last day and a half. Last season, and it just can so easily. Again, are you able to get a submission at all? Does your opponent get a kill and you only get a break? It can change so quickly. But again, it's so interesting to think about the underdogs, as you're talking about. I'm really excited because it seems like last season a lot of the guys that were drafted 4th and 5th play each other in those first couple days. And so we saw Landon Torville last season go for the league minimum $100 into the first day.
He's the leader at the end of day 1.
And he ends up making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So which one of these guys drafted 4th or 5th place on their team? There might be one of those guys makes the playoffs.
Who do you think was the real steal of the draft? I feel like I know who mine is. Who's the steal?
It's Ben 80 for 1,000? Come on. I mean,
that's a good one. I feel like it's got to be Daniel Sathler in the second round for 1,100. Are you kidding me, dude? That's an incredible pickup for Team First Phorm. Sathler is so good. He's so good. I mean, he's got a win over a dominant win over Max Hanson, who went for 3,200 right before him.
That's true, but Ben Eddy's style is kills.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, in the PGF format, they can't run from him anymore.
That's true.
So I think they're going to run right into that Hindula team.
He guaranteed 4. You think he can hit 4?
4?
He guaranteed me he was going to hit 4 Hindula teams.
One of every 3 matches.
So
That's
a third of his matches are going to end in Hindula teams.
What he promised me. He promised.
Wow.
He might. And if he gets 4 Hindula teams, he's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
4 chokes in this season is probably going to put you in the playoff. You're going to need a couple of more wins, maybe pick up a couple of breaks. But 4 chokes, man, you're going to be looking pretty sharp. That's traditionally been enough to get you into the playoff.
Yes, sir.
All right, we will see how it unfolds as we get closer and closer to opening day. BMAC changes this season compared to last, at least from the viewing standpoint. Want to tell everyone how they can watch leading up to all of our regular season matchups and, of course, the playoff.
So we're going to be on starting tomorrow, Monday through Thursday. The regular season of the PGF is going to be streaming everywhere. We're going to be on Caffeine. We're going to be on multiple different YouTube channels, including my channel, the PGF channel, UFC Fight Pass. We're going to be streaming to the Meta platforms, Facebook. I think we're going to Twitch. We're going to Kick. If there's a platform where you can watch for free, you can watch the PGF for free Monday through Thursday, the regular season. But on Friday, TJ, there's only one place where you can watch the playoff bracket go down, and that's going to be UFC Fight Pass for subscribers only. And you know a little bit about UFC Fight Pass. We both do these days.
It's kind of where we live in a lot of ways. And it's only fitting that the PGF finale lived there as well.
Absolutely. It's only fitting that anybody who takes combat sports seriously lives on UFC Fight Pass. I pretty much live on UFC Fight Pass every day. I love that format.
It's true.
I said
Platform?
format. Platform is the word I was looking for.
right.
Thank you, TJ.
That's why I'm here.
Listen, I'm getting old and tired, man.
It's true. It's getting late, and you have a very busy night still ahead of you.
Yeah,
You
I still got a lot of work to do.
crunch the schedule and get things going. But tomorrow, first match, what time?
4 p.m. Pacific. Every night moving forward, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Nice. Egghead, you ready?
I'm excited. As soon as we get that roster and the matchups set, then we start doing the fantasy analysis.
Perfect.
It's going to be amazing. I'm going to beat you. If you enter,
No.
I'm going to win.
I'm going against him. So I'll give you like $50. And
I don't want anything. It's just pride for me.
No. I want you to help me beat BMAC.
Oh.
Just don't tell him that.
Okay. Well, I'll help you. You're
Thank
good.
you. That didn't concern you. Don't worry about it. How do people find out about the rosters? Where do they go? Instagram?
Yeah, we'll get it all posted up to the Instagram, all the socials later tonight.
All right, that does it for us tonight in Las Vegas. Again, tomorrow it is opening day of PGF Season 6. I'm TJ DeSantis. I'm going to be there on the call, as is the commish, BMAC, Brandon McCatherine. He's the man they call Egghead. We want to see you there as well. So make sure you're watching on all the platforms tomorrow as we kick off what will be an exciting week of jiu-jitsu action.
Most exciting.
A format unlike anything else you've ever seen in combat sports. I can promise you that. The tagline, everything you love about sports.
Plus jiu-jitsu.
A lot of good jiu-jitsu as well. And we kick it off tomorrow. For Egg and BMAC, I'm TJ. We'll see you tomorrow for opening day of PGF Season 6 here in Las Vegas.
Season 6 of the Professional Grappling Federation is set to be arguably one of the biggest events in the history of jiu-jitsu. On April 21st in Las Vegas, the world will finally get to see what jiu-jitsu looks like as a real sport. One of the most compelling storylines for me heading into Season 6 is the story of Elijah Carlton. He's been the face of the PGF for 5 seasons. He's won multiple regular seasons. He's won multiple championships by winning the playoff. But now with the level of competition being raised so much higher for Season 6, the big question for me is, can Elijah take all of that experience that he has as a PGF champion and apply it to these high-level athletes and make it into the playoffs? Or could he even really surprise some people and come out as the champion again?
Haven't done anything but just like come and did what I'm supposed to do, and just let's fuck people up,
Elijah has a tough season ahead of him.
My name is Andy Varela. I've been training jiu-jitsu for about 10 years, probably about 5 years seriously. And then I trained here at Temple Las Vegas.
I think Andy Varela is a walking highlight machine. He's a human highlight reel. Everything he does is exciting. Everything he does is with intention. He moves fast. He acts fast. He's flashy. He'll fly through the air. He'll backflip. He'll cartwheel. There's really no telling what he's going to do, but it's guaranteed to be fireworks.
What PGF is doing is pretty cool. It's kind of new as far as like the way it's being ran. There's a whole draft, so that should be interesting just to kind of see where you are. I always like to know if someone would pick me first or not, you know? So if I don't get picked first or second or third, I'm gonna be super mad, you know? But yeah, I like the money prize, the athletes that are being announced is all good. A lot of matches throughout the week. It looks like a big challenge, and I like a challenge, so this should be exciting. PGF is gonna be dope.
Canuto has some of the best credentials on the roster, and just like Varela, Canuto is fireworks. Everything he does is exciting to watch. Even when he's not on the hunt, he's exciting to watch. Just when this guy walks in the room, the way he brightens up the room, like, he's a great character. I'm super excited to have Canuto on the PGF.
I'm very excited to see how that's gonna play out. I already watched a few of the videos of the previous ones, you know, trying to get a little bit of the idea how things work. But in my head, I like the 6-minute matches. I like the idea of, you know, you have to be fast-paced, you gotta get the job done quick, you know, you don't have a whole lot of time. I like the idea that you get 12 chances, you know, so if anything goes wrong, it's okay, you know, bump on the road, move on to the next one, try to get better.
Davis Asare, one of the hottest grapplers in the world right now, and he's got a great storyline coming in with Elijah Carlton. They're 1-1. Elijah beat him, and he's beaten Elijah as well, and he almost broke Elijah's foot in main character.
I probably shouldn't have went and done main character. I just I wasn't in shape for it. And I went and did it anyway. But I think it sets up somebody to want to promote that third match. So it worked out, you know. I went and jabronied and fucking fucked around and found out, got my foot broke, and the third match is coming, you know.
Yeah, Davis, I remember him posting at some point that he wanted to compete against me, like another video. So I know definitely he wants to get that one back. He's a tough kid. I saw that he's been doing really good in trials lately. He got like second or third, which is pretty impressive. Euros grappling's coming up right now. And he should be a challenge. I want to submit him this time though, because last time I had a fully locked choke already and I could just see his face turning into a little prune. And then the time ran out. So hopefully this time if we have to run it back that I could just finish him.
Not to mention one of the best rubber guard players in the world, probably the best rubber guard player in the world, Ben Eddy. And he guaranteed me that he was going to hit a minimum of 4 Hindillatines this season. He said that that was a conservative estimate.
And I'm really hyped for the PGF. When I saw it get announced, kind of blew my mind a little bit to see the coaches that he had set up, this interesting concept he has going with coaches picking the teams and the names, the people in the sport that he brought as coaches. I think it's super awesome. He's putting it right onto YouTube, at least from the start. You know, I know later on the finals will be on Fight Pass, I think, but it's very unique and very cool that we're gonna both see the teams go against each other, but then we'll have the individual tournament at the end as well. Also feeling out this aspect of coaches picking their teams. And it's also really cool, he's got the financial backing to be able to offer a $100K prize. So it's hype.
Having the coaches that we have involved in season 6, that's really where everything began. We started with the prize money and then we moved to the coaches. And once Roger Gracie and Andre Galval and Eddie Bravo and Rigan Machado signed on, getting the athletes that we wanted was simple.
Well, of course, my guy is Eddie. It would be fun and interesting to feel out being coached by someone like Roger Gracie,
I like the coaches selection. Galval or Roger Gracie I think would be probably best for my style as far as coaching goes. But then Eddie's 10 Planet, so I hope he doesn't take any wrong to that or anything.
Eddie Bravo with all of the weird stuff that, like, honestly, I only know enough, only so much about it. It will be awesome too. Plus, I hang with him before tournaments and stuff like that. Dude tells the coolest stories. He's a cool dude. Rigan Machado is the one guy that, like, will probably show me the most crazy Rigan Gracie invisible jiu-jitsu stuff.
The team, I'm gonna do my best to make us do well. But yeah, individuals, like where it's at, that's why we do jiu-jitsu, right? At the end of the day, we're all competitors and we're gonna see each other one day anyway. So it's like, I wanna be the best of the group. But when we're on a team, I'll definitely do my part.
I would love to be on Roger's team. Roger's the GOAT. That's just undeniable, man. Like, being able to ask Roger about Mount all week, that would be ideal. And honestly, even if I'm not on his team, I'll probably be bugging him.
There's some athletes on the roster that I think people are sleeping on. One of the most accomplished athletes that we have, credentials-wise, is AJ Agazarm. This guy's an IBJJF world champion. He wrestled at a very high level in college. He's had massive success at ADCC. I think AJ, he's not only is he going to be the best heel for this season, but I think he's going to really surprise some people with how well he does.
I know that just having, being able to have the platform in PGF to face this is what has excited me what has drawn me to this.
Are you saying that somebody who is signed to be on PGF has betrayed you?
Yeah.
Season 6.
Yeah. I want to confront this betrayal, whether that's forgiveness or retribution. It's gonna come to a head for sure.
I'd be doing us all a disservice if I didn't mention the season 3 champion, David Evers. He goes to a draw with Elijah during the regular season. But then when they got to the playoff, Elijah had to pull out, and Evers had the night of his life. He subbed everybody in the playoff, got his hands raised as a PGF world champion, and he's making a return for season 6. I think the biggest surprise this season, my dark horse, is Kevin Beuhring out of 10th Planet Atlanta. This kid's a purple belt, but he's a genuine killer. When we saw him the first time in this organization, he came out of nowhere. He was a brand new blue belt. He was tapping black belts every time he hit the mat. And then we've seen him, he's got a big win over Max Hanson. He's got wins over a lot of these guys already in competition. Elijah Carlton says that Kevin Beuhring is the best guy in the room over there, and he can't even keep up with him in the room. So can Kevin deal with the pressure? Can he rise to the occasion? I think he's going to surprise some people. Honestly, the more I think about it, the crazier this whole thing sounds.
I beat like a bunch of those guys, and I feel like they probably want to get that back. So that's more than anything kind of the idea is these guys will be looking to take my head. And then there's guys coming up like Max Hanson. I see he's starting to win a bunch of stuff. So I'm sure he'll be excited to try to whip my ass too, which is cool. I welcome all of it, and I want to beat everybody up too. So it's fine, it's perfect. It's a lot of athletes to get to.
There's some guys that, like, it's just, that's the cool thing about it. Like, honestly, in my head, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to face, right? It can be like, matches that might not be that hard. It can be like a bunch of tough dudes. I didn't know at first when you guys talked to me, honestly. I didn't really know who was going to be a part. I was just like, I like the idea. That's cool, let's do it. Now, looking at the names, yeah, that's even cooler than I thought, because I actually get some dudes who will be coming after me, and nothing better than 100K and then on the line, for people to be fighting for. So, dope.
Whoever wins this season, that's going to be a huge deal. He's invited like a lot of the best names in the sport at this weight class. So, yeah, whoever wins this first season, that's massive.
I don't see it as promoting and marketing and like playing this guy or this, that, and the other. Like, we're in a grappling match. It's like, this isn't my opportunity to make friends. Like, I thrive on making enemies in grappling matches because I want you in a ball-biting rage going, doing everything you can to come after me.
It's all the same, man. I show up, do what I'm supposed to do.
I'm gonna outperform all these guys. I'm gonna sub a lot of these guys. They're gonna be like, oh, just because Elijah hasn't done IBJJF, and done an ADCC trial or anything like that, and he hasn't won anything big like that, like half of the roster is going to be victims every season. That's what it's about. It's like they're going to sleep on me like always.
He's going to lay on his back. He's going to flail his little legs in the air and pray that he catches a triangle or a heel hook on somebody. But yeah, he's a cool dude. When we see each other, he's nice, but I don't know, he's not going to dunk on nobody. Stop. Like, he can't act like that. I get it, like, he wants to add drama to this whole scenario, but he's not that guy to dunk on any of us, you know? But yeah, he's a champ, so, you know, whatever.
Elijah Carlton, the guy that won the last one, that I heard he said he was coming to smash everybody, but I'm keeping an eye on you, dude. I seen you like locking people there, you know. I'll be ready for your entrance. You'll be studying you. I'm already studying you, dog. I'm not sleeping on you, you know. Make sure you know that I'm ready.
It's kind of transformed into this, just like, I shouldn't beat you, but I might. Like, just like, I'm really just like, I'm the person like you should beat, but.
My goals for the season is try to do what I know I can do in the gym. I feel like if I can do one of those performances, I don't think there's a guy alive that could beat me, you know?
I want the whole cake, you know, like I wouldn't be, I would be lying if I was like, you know, I'll be happy if whatever the result happened. Nah, dude, I'm very competitive, you know, in that sense. It's been 2 years almost that people haven't seen me around, and I've been working on a lot of weird stuff, so.
I want to have as strong of a showing as I can. I hope to win. Yeah, I'm looking to put on a show and bring my unique submission game that I have.
I mean, it feels good, dude. I'm really looking forward to this next season. You know, there's a lot of good people coming, so I'm not satisfied. Money would be nice. I have no clue what I would do with 20K. With 20K, probably just put it up and try and save it.
What are you gonna do with the money, dude?
I'm gonna buy a Tesla.
You're gonna buy? Don't get a Tesla. Come on.
You know how many hookers I could fit in my Tesla?
Who else? I trained with a bunch with Andy, so that's not like, you know, like, I'm super excited. We've trained until we got tired of training together. Now we're not training together as much anymore. But we trained a bunch, so that's also a sick match.
Okay, so that one's messed up. I mean, we've known each other for a long time and trained together for a long time. And obviously this tournament, I could tell I was gonna wanna make that match anyway. So it's gonna have to, you know, it's gonna be what it is.
I had a match with PJ before, and that was a scrap. We went at it, there was a lot of wrestling. I changed my wrestling a lot around. I feel like you're gonna be less stressed out this time wrestling with me. You have more options. I'm less scared of tying up now, you know, I know more wrestling. Which might kick me in the butt too, who knows, you know. It worked out the last time.
I kind of know PJ's game, pretty familiar. Like, he was like one of the first guys in my weight class to like come up and be very good at like the style that I'm kind of good at, like wrestling with jiu-jitsu. I feel like I got that guy's number, like no matter what. But he's obviously very talented, and he did do good at ADCC. At ADCC, I didn't perform as well, but I know against him it's different. Like I just know I have the better skills than PJ. And he's 10 Planet, like he's cool, but at the same time, it's like we're different teams, we're different, you know, scenarios. So. And I want to be the number one 77 guy that when people think of 10 Planet, they're like, Andy's the best 77 kg guy out there. And that's always kind of like a battle between me and PJ. And I'm like, I got the win over him, but well, I'll make sure I'm number one after this, you know.
I'm gonna put up points regardless, so you best be able to put up the points if you wanna see me in the finale, you know?
I'm gonna clear something up as well. It's just, you know, people are like, oh yeah, AJ's all talk, all talk, all talk. No, I'm not all talk. I'm talk and walk. Because I have put it on the line more times than any of you can even count, and probably double or triple your actual resume.
To all the supporters and fans and haters and whoever else is watching this, just keep watching. They're gonna make a lot of cool matches and a lot of drama, so it should be fun. Make sure you guys tune in.
Whenever there's money on the line, you know, whenever there's money on the line, and it really does matter to me, you know what I'm saying? Now you're talking about taking money out of my family, you know, taking food out of my table, you know, I need that money. I want to buy a fat house like Zoltan has here in Las Vegas. That's what I'm going for.
I'm at least gonna get four Hinto teams, at least, for sure. At least 4. That's like conservative numbers.
My job is to be the giver of reality. You guys keep calling me a heel. I'm the hero.
Yo, it's Elijah. I'm gonna win season 6. There's a reason I'm champ. Y'all come find out what it's about.
Season 6 is going to be insane. All of these athletes are going to get 12 matches during the regular season, but only 8 of them are going to have what it takes to make the playoff. And only one of them is going to be crowned PGF World Champion.